Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Does Boxing. Back with another live stream. You know what I'm saying? Talking about this boxing. This stream right here, we're going to break down the top rank card, February 13th. Smith Jr. versus Vlasov. You know what I'm saying? We're going to touch on the fights on the cards and the fighters and the fights on the card, and we're going to break it all the way down. Salute to everybody coming through the building. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the support. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. You know what I'm saying? For those coming through on the playback, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the support. So yeah, this a good little card right here. What's good, JC? Salute. I like this card. I want to say it's the best card of the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Got some good fights on there, and we're gonna get to it. So let me fix my shit. So yeah, man, it's like this week, I guess for a lot of people, boxing is back for a lot of people. So that's what's up. So welcome back. Come on back. You know what I'm saying? But you know how it is. TS Boxing, what's good, bro? Salute, salute. So we're gonna get into it. Got some good prospects on the card. You know what I'm saying? Good fights. So all right, so Top Rank usually show off a lot of their prospects on this card. He said Diaz versus Romanov. Yeah, I talked about that. I think it was yesterday. I did a video on that. But yeah, that's a good fight too. Looking forward to that. Good style matchup between two southpaws. Romanov gonna come to fight. He already fought in a hostile environment his last fight, and Jojo Diaz making his first title defense. So yeah, that's a good fight too. Yes, sir. But so like I was saying, with Top Rank, they showcase their young talent a lot. You know what I'm saying, on ESPN Plus. You know what I'm saying. So the card probably start like 4 West Coast time. So I guess that's 7. You know what I'm saying, whatever. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good card because they got a lot of good prospects. He said, oh yeah, Castano Teixeira. Yep, broke that down. I got Castano. You got Teixeira. Okay, I got Castano by decision, maybe late stoppage. So yeah, that's a good fight too. That's probably the most important fight of the weekend because the winner can get a undisputed with Jamel Charlo. So yeah. All right, so this card right here. So you see Carlos Adames now. He's been pulled off this card because he couldn't find an opponent in time. You know what I'm saying? He's coming. Speaking of Teixeira, he haven't fought since his loss to Teixeira. So hopefully he get back on the card maybe next week, February 13th, or he get back on the card because I know he been in the gym. You know what I'm saying, getting ready for this date. So hopefully he get back. But you got some good young prospects on the card. Troy Osler, he is a highly touted U.S. amateur. I mean, he could have did some things in the Olympics, but he decided to turn pro. Good fighter in the middleweight division out of VA, you know what I'm saying? So he can fight, bro. Look out for him. You know what I'm saying? He making his pro debut. You got prospects, Eric Parente. He's a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be on the card. Jai Tucker, another one out of New York. So good little prospects. Floyd Diaz from Vegas, training with K Karama. I think Troy Osler with K Karama too. He's another good prospect. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all remember Floyd Diaz back in the day. He was on the Floyd Mayweather interview, all access interview, all not all access. Was it 24/7? He was on 24/7, and he was showing his hand speed and stuff like that. So yeah, bro, look out for these young prospects. You gotta catch them when they're young. He said, I started believing in Teixeira after beating Gallimore and Adames. Yeah, that was a good comeback after the Kurt Stevens knockout loss in middleweight, and he been making his way back. So yeah, I think Teixeira, yeah, he gonna definitely come to fight, and he performed well against Adames. But we'll see. You know what I'm saying, we'll see. Robert Garcia about to be busy. Yeah, he about to be busy. Yep, this a tough stretch for him. Yep, we got this week. Who you got next week? You got somebody next week. I can't remember. But I know he got Hector Tanajada on March 18th. Virgil Ortiz on the 20th. I think Bam is fighting on the 13th on that Texas card, Chocolatito and Estrada. So yeah, he got a good little stretch coming. Odamas is a monster size wise at 154. Yeah, and I think this fight supposed to been like at 160. So not sure. I want to see him back, man. I like Carlos Adamas. So make sure you guys check out these young prospects, man. They're gonna be on ESPN Plus. You know what I'm saying? Good looking prospects. You know what I'm saying? I like to see the development, so I like to catch them when they, catch them early. You feel me? All right, we're gonna move on to like the main card. So you got some pretty good fights right here. Pretty good fun fights right here. Looking forward to these. He said, I felt Laura beat Castano, and Laura never been the same. I thought Castano won that fight 7-5, but I'm with you. That was a close fight. I thought Castano won that, edged that out. Laura, he might be moving up to middleweight, so be on the lookout for that. Marina, yep, Marina. There you go, there you go, there you go. Yes, sir. Marina, yep. You on point with that. Damn, I don't even got that shit. Yep, you on point with that. Yes, sir. I forgot. Yeah, Marina's on this card. Yeah, I'm talking about that. Yeah, Bam, Virgil. So he about to get started. About to have a good little next week. Oh yeah, next week he do got some guys. He got Brian Lua. He got Xavier Martinez. He got somebody else too. He got Falcao. Falcao fighting next week against Arthur Alcoval. So yeah, he gonna be busy. You right. Catch them young. Yeah. Yeah. We gotta get him, catch him early. All right, so to this undercard, man, pretty good undercard, good fights. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start with the heavyweight showdown. Jared Anderson versus Kingsley Abe. Now this gonna be a fun little fight, especially where they at their careers. Jared Anderson 7-0, 7 knockouts. Abe is like 5-1. I think got 2 or 3 knockouts. But Abe, he been staying busy on the in the bubble. You know what I'm saying? Last summer he had 3 fights in the bubble. I think Jared Anderson had like 4 or 5. I can't remember. But they pretty much active, big guys. I think Abe probably come in about 270 plus, and Jared Anderson, his last couple fights been around the 248 mark. So, you know what I'm saying? I like him better when he's like below, like maybe in the high 230s. But hey, he been looking good, strong. This gonna be a fun fight while it lasts. 2 big dudes throwing some hands. Abe is not the most technically sound guy, but he's gonna come to fight. He's durable. He can take a good shot. And we know Jared Big Baby Anderson got one of the best jabs in boxing for real. You know what I'm saying? And he got a lot of good skills. He got a great skill set. I mean, he can basically do everything. I haven't seen him on the back foot yet, but basically coming forward, catching and shooting, counter punching, you know what I'm saying, switching to the southpaw stance, going to the body, and of course the jab. So I like this young kid. He's gonna be a problem in the heavyweight division. So this a good fight though. Should be real fun. You feel me? He said, yeah, okay. Yeah, he got the whole squad. Yeah, he got a lot of work. I think so because they also got a Zach. Now I'm not sure who's gonna go with a Zach on the Golden Boy card. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Chepe. I don't know who gonna go with. I know they got a Zach too. He fighting on the Golden Boy card. So yeah, man, that's what's up, bro. That's why I think Robert Garcia is the best trainer in boxing, in my opinion. He said his composure is legit. Yeah, I like Jerry Anderson, bro. And he been giving Tyson Fury some good work, and he keep inviting them back. So that says something. So that's gonna be a fun fight. Now, Adam Lopez versus Jason Sanchez. This is a good fight too. You know, kind of diverse styles. Both guys like to fight. I think Adam Lopez is a better boxer. You know what I'm saying? Longer. You know what I'm saying? Can use his jab, punch a combination, and know how to use the ring. Jason Sanchez, he coming off a loss to Christopher Diaz where he got all boxed. So similar type of style that he's facing with Aaron Lopez. But Sanchez can fight. He like to sit down. He wants you to stand, right in front of him and fight. But he can fight though. You know what I'm saying? He probably just a couple of steps down. But this should be a good fight though. Adam Lopez, both guys lost to Oscar Valdez. You know what I'm saying? Black Star Sports TV, what's good, bro? Salute, salute. Lopez and Sanchez, they both lost to Valdez, and they gave him some pretty decent bump. I think Sanchez got dropped in that fight, but he went all the whole 12 rounds. And Lopez had Oscar Valdez out. You know what I'm saying? He had him, but then he got up and got stopped. But this gonna be a fun fight, man. That's why I think this card right here is probably the best card of the weekend. G5 Jeff TV, what's good, bro? Salute, salute, salute to you. I like these fights right here. And then the co-main event, not pictured, you got Richard Comey versus Jackson Marinas. That's a good fight. Crossroads, 50-50 type fight. You know what I'm saying? A battle of the styles. Marinas is a boxer, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's like a big puncher, but he's a good boxer. He showed that in the Rolly fight. This is a different type of fight because Comey is a big puncher. He's a bigger puncher. Um, and I really never seen Comey get outboxed. I seen Comey get kind of outwheeled and outworked a little bit in the Shafakal loss and Robert Easter loss. But I never seen him get outboxed. So that might be a new wrinkle. You know what I'm saying? This a good fight, man. I've been studying and looking on this. Uh, excuse me. I like Comey in the fight. I like Comey probably late stoppage or maybe a decision. But I think Marinas can cause him some problems because he's kind of long. You know what I'm saying? He's a long type of like he got some reach on him, good jab, and the key thing in this fight is to my man JC point talking about Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia wasn't with Marinas when he fought Rolly. He will be there tomorrow night. I mean, well, this weekend. So that's a key. You got a great trainer matchup though. You know what I'm saying? Andre Rozier for Comey, and then you got Robert Garcia for Marinas. So great trainer matchup. So I'm looking forward to that, man. So like I said, this card right here is a good little card, bro. It's a good card. I like Marinas. Yeah, I like him too. Yo, you like Marinas in the fight? Hey, I can't go wrong with that because it's a lot of questions with Comey though. Because Comey coming off that devastating knockout, you know what I'm saying? That shit took a couple fights out of him. And before that, I was at this fight when he fought Beltran and Pachanga out here in Cali. Yo, Beltran was getting to him, bro. He was all bruised up after the fight, and Beltran hurt him. He stopped Beltran, of course, but those are tough fights back to back. So how much he got left? And he been in some tough fights too. So that's why I say it's kind of 50-50. Because Marinez, his confidence should be at an all-time high because he really beat the brakes off of Rolly. You feel me? So then you're gonna have your trainer. I don't know. I like Comey though. I like Comey. I think he got a tad bit more experience. So I'm a rock with Comey. I'm a rock with Comey. But I don't think it's a blowout. Jaleel the Lid, what's good, bro? Salute, salute. Yeah, I don't think Comey gonna wash him or run him out the building, but it should be a good one though, for real. So um we're gonna have some good fights this weekend, bro. You know what I'm saying? The zone and top rank at the same time. The Josh Warren card early in the day on the zone, it's really ain't gonna be that tough. It's I want to see Josh Warren and how he looked after the layoff, but other than Dalton Smith, the good prospect from the UK, I ain't really too whatever. But of course I'm gonna watch it. But I like this card right here the best though. You know what I'm saying? He said Rolly trainer admitted to me. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you told me that. Yep. Hey, everybody can see that. I want to see, how I want to see Rolly against. I was thinking about this the other day with my matchmaking. I want to see Rolly versus what's his name? Alfredo Santiago, the kid that fought Devin Haney. I want to see. That's a good fight for him because Rolly, no matter where he think he ended his career, he's still a prospect, bro. He got 13 fights, 13-0, 11 knockouts. That's a good fight for him. That's a different type of style. Aggressive, long boxer who had a nice amateur career. I mean, he couldn't do no with Devin Haney, but that's a better matchup, you know what I'm saying, for him if he fight Rolly. So, matchmaking 1-on-1. All right, we're going to move on to the main event. I like this main event too. Yo, Hey, I just talked about all those fights, and we still got the main event, bro. That's what's up. That's what I'm talking about right there. You know what I'm saying? And it's on free TV, so y'all can't go wrong. So Joe Smith Jr. versus Maxim Vlasov. This is a good fight, man. This fight is closer than what you think. Many people probably don't know Vlasov, but Vlasov is a tough, tricky veteran. He almost got 50 fights, 45-3. You know what I'm saying? Decent puncher. I think got like 26 knockouts. He fought at cruiserweight. He fought in World Boxing Super Series. He was a replacement. He was the alternate in the first season where he beat Daradola, and then the second season, World Boxing Super Series, he fought Gawacki. Fought him tough. Fought him real tough. I think they scored a little knockdown, whatever. That's probably was the difference of the fight. Now, watching and studying these fights and stuff like that, my point of reference for Vlasov when he fought Daradola. Daradola got a similar style to Joe Smith. Come forward, want to throw big shots, get you in the corner. And what I noticed about Vlasov, he's a come forward fighter. Although he got a tricky, awkward type of upper body movement. He got a wide stance, but his upper body movement is real tricky. He said, "Give me a roll reverse take go." That's a good fight too. That's a good learning fight because you're gonna be fighting another boxer that's the type of style gonna give him trouble. So yeah, I'm with it. Vlasov got a tricky style. He kind of hold his right hand like in front of his face. And it's kind of weird. Y'all see him. Y'all see him on Saturday. Unless y'all go watch him tonight or whatever. But Vlasov is. I'm telling you, man, Vlasov is a live dog in this fight. I mean, he lost to three good guys. Gawacki. He lost to Chilemba when he revenged that loss. Then he lost to Zerto. So I mean, Vlasov ain't no pushover, bro. I know you just can't go straight to box rec and say, "Oh, Joe Smith got this in the bag." I don't know, bro. You gotta. I don't know. You go watch Vlasov. He's tricky. He said Vlasov on the edge of. You see what I'm saying? There, G5. He know what it is. He know what it is. Because I was thinking like Joe Smith, but then I started watching Vlasov. Oh no, you know what I'm saying? We gotta see. Because what's good, Milo? What's good with you? Yep. No, that's I'm thinking April the 17th in Providence, but you own it. It's gonna be in April. I want to say April 17th. Coco, what's good, bro? Salute to you. Salute. Speaking my sports talk in the building. Salute to you, bro. Salute. Yeah, man. So yeah, Vlasov is alright now. He, like I said, he got a tricky little style, good upper body movement, got a decent jab, got a quirky type of right hand. You know what I'm saying? They can catch you by surprise. And he got some dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Now Joe Smith Jr., he been on a nice little roll. He had a nice 2020. You know what I'm saying? He beat up on Jesse Hart, you know what I'm saying? And then he stopped Alida Alvarez, which was a big victory for him. So, you know what I'm saying? They gonna fight for the vacant WO title. And I like Joe Smith. Now I think the key to this fight is who gonna back up first, because I really haven't seen Joe Smith back up too much, except for one fight. That was Southern Barrera. And, he lost that fight. He got his jaw broken like in the second round, and he was on the back foot, basically. Barrera was on his ass that fight. Can Vlasov do that? Because Vlasov, I would say out of the two, he'll have the better legs. If I had to pick somebody in the box, I would say Vlasov. But Vlasov coming forward, though. He coming forward with that awkward upper body movement, that little quick jab, and that quirky little right hand. So I don't know. I think the first one who back up, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Joe Smith. Joe Smith is a bigger puncher in this fight. So if you stay still or you're on the ropes with Joe Smith, you're in trouble. So I think Joe Smith, I edge him to win this fight. I got him. Let me see. I want to say late stoppage, but I'm gonna say decision. I think it's gonna be a close fight, bro. It's gonna be a close fight. Both guys are signed with Top Rank, so I don't know. I think Joe Smith is more marketable though. He said, "Yeah, he's alive. Yeah, I sent. Yeah, he's live, bro. He's a live dog. Yes, sir." He said, "Dude, yeah, he started 68, and then went up to cruiserweight, and it wasn't like when he went to cruiserweight, he was just getting manhandled or something like that. He was handling his own. He beat Daradola. He beat the kid, Rakim. I forget his name. He retired early. I know he was like an Olympian, 2008. He got the unibrow. You gotta go look him up. I know his first name is Rakim. He stopped. I think it ended his career. Ricky E245, what's good, bro? Salute to you. Salute, and thank you for that super chat, bro. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. For real. He said, can Vlasov see? That's another one. I mean, it's like I said, it's catch-22 with this boxing shit because he went up to fight Vlasov, who is a good puncher. I mean, excuse me, Gowacki. I'm sorry, I keep saying he went up to fight Gowacki, and he fought Deodola too, who's a big puncher, and he really didn't have too much trouble. He got hurt when Gowacki hit him on a break, but you can understand that. But for the most part, Gowacki won't do nothing to him. And then Deodola is a big puncher. You got to get you gonna get him, or he gonna get you. So maybe he can, but then so that's on one hand. Now, on the other hand, that was it. You know what I'm saying? Cruiserweight. Now he gotta lose weight. Can he take the same type of punch resistance from a guy who's probably bigger puncher than those guys are at the lower weight? So I don't know, bro. That's a good question though. If he can, it's gonna be a tough fight for Joe Smith because he's real quirky. He can box, he can move, and if you go back and watch the Bivol fight, Bivol was just moving, jabbing to the body, jabbing upstairs, walking him around the ring, jabbing him, and throwing a straight right hand every now and again, lead left hook, simple shit. He was pacing himself real calm. Black Star Sports TV said Joe Smith. Okay, you got Joe Smith in the building. And I appreciate that. Speaking my sports talk, appreciate that, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to, contribute my boxing knowledge to the game. That's it. Appreciate that. So yeah, man. I got Joe Smith. Joe Smith, one of my favorite fighters too, yo. Low key. I like the way he fight, yo. I like his story. You know what I'm saying? On the common man type shit, but this is a tough fight. Now let's talk about the implications though, because it just don't stop here. Because the light heavyweight division been stagnant to me. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get light heavyweight popping. So So this is the landscape basically at the championship level. You know what I'm saying? The vacant WBO is up for grabs. Smith and Vlasov. Brother BF got a fight coming up against Denny's. That's March the 20th. You know what I'm saying? He's the unified champion, and he's the man in the division. Okay. So, and then we got Dimitri Bivol. Now, what he's going to do, we're talking about him coming back probably April, something like that. He's been out the ring for a minute, and I would say he's probably number 2 in the division. He beat Joe Smith already, and he got a good resume. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? What's going to be the dynamics of this victory or this fight? You know what I'm saying, with Joe Smith and Vlasov? He said, mine too, bro. Okay. Undisputed. Yes, sir. So, what's going to happen? So, it's a good thing that Smith and Vlasov are both, you know what I'm saying, I'm about to say PBC, are both top ranked. And Brother BF is top ranked. So it makes sense to have a 3-belt unification. So either way it go, I can see the winner going to fight Brother BF if he win his fight, which I think he's going to win that fight. You feel me? He fighting a decent little southpaw, a game southpaw, and Denny's, but Brother BF should stop him, in my opinion. So that's a big fight. Let's say Joe Smith win, Brother BF. That's a fun fight. That's a fun fight for the fight fans, and it's what the fight fans want. Unification. So not sure what Dimitri Bivol can do if he can get over. I'm pretty sure they can work something out. You feel me? Hopefully. That's as a boxing fan thinking like that. He beat up my Philly bro Jesse, but he reminded me of a Philly guy. Joe improved a lot technically. Yeah, he used his jab really well, since the Bivol fight. I see he was getting in. He'll rough you up inside. So if you're not strong enough to bang with him or whatever, he'll beat you down. You know what I'm saying? I felt like in that fight, Jesse Hart just wasn't strong enough. And I don't really like Jesse Hart ring IQ. I know that's your boy, but I don't mess with his ring IQ because I seen him fight Zerto twice, the same fight. He ain't made no adjustments in the second fight. He fought the same way. Even when Zerto hurt his elbow, like in the 8th or 9th round, he didn't pick up on that. And then he ended up letting Zerto steal a couple rounds at the end. Hurt him in the 12th round, and then steal the fight. And you know that Zerto is the favorite, you know what I'm saying, is the promotion favorite, right? He's the one that they probably want to win. So my thing is, yo, Jesse, why you should step it up? You know what I'm saying? Get your jab going, be a little bit more aggressive in the inside. He didn't get dropped, like he did the first fight, because the first fight he got dropped and he was on his ass and he got a close decision loss. Second fight was the same thing. He didn't really turn up I don't know. I felt like that's like a lack of ring IQ because my man was showing that he was hurt in the eighth, ninth, and 10th round, and Jesse Hart was just I don't know. He didn't take advantage. So we'll see what happens with him. We haven't seen him in a minute. He should be coming back. He said, "Let's get it, Joe Smith, unified champion. Yeah, let's get it. I'm with that. I think. Listen, brother BF is ready for the taking, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. Now he is the best in the division. I would say that, and he's a tough out. But he's been hurt over the last year. He had COVID. Now, not wishing I'm bad on him, but he's like 36, a lot of wear and tear. Not the best defensive fighter. I mean, hey, this could be the best time for Joe Smith to get him. That's what I'm trying to say. I ain't saying he's gonna win because Joe Smith got some limitations too. But this is the best time to get him. Trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? He said Jesse got too much of that. The gladiator in him. Yeah, man, he was. Man, I don't know. I think. Hold on, my man Alex Vargas in the building. What's good, bro? He said totally agree. Man, Jesse Hart, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. I fell out of favor with him, and because he was using the whole storyline was, oh, you beat my my OG, Bernard Hopkins, and this, that, and the third, and I gotta do it for Philly, and I understand because I know that shit was tough when he knocked my man out the ring and shit like that. I got you because I ain't like seeing that either. But the whole build-up was about B-Hop, and B-Hop didn't even come to the fight. B-Hop was in San Antonio with Jaime Munguia, but the next week, B-Hop was in Philly, you know what I'm saying, to support J-Rock. So, I mean, come on, bro. How you going to promote a whole build-up, the whole fight about B-Hop, getting revenge for B-Hop, and B-Hop don't even show up? And don't tell me that, he's a part of the company, a Golden Boy, and this, that, and the third. Man, they got Eric Gomez, they got Robert Diaz, they got Oscar Del. Man, don't miss me with that shit. He could have been in Philly and to support Jesse Hart, who basically promote the whole fight off of your name. So I felt like, was that kind of clout chasing for Jesse Hart? Or was B-Hop really don't rock with him like that? I don't know. I pay attention to that shit. Because I was watching going, but when we watching these fights, you got the zone right here, you got Top Rank right here. So I'm looking in the crowd, I'm like, damn, what's up B-Hop doing in San Antonio? You know what I'm saying? The fight Jesse Hart and Joe Smith was in Atlantic City. So I'm like, how the hell? He's not there. He done did all that promotion. And he over here cheering for Jaime Munguia and what's her name? Franchon Cruz Dezern. He ended up cheering for them. Come on, bro. That shit. Yo, if I was Jesse Hart, bro, I'd been mad as hell. Or was he capping or what? I don't know, man. That shit just is crazy to me. It touched the nerve for me, bro. I don't know. He said Joe Smith throwback. Yeah, he look like one of them dudes on Sopranos, like he's in Christopher Moltisanti's crew. You know what I'm saying? I rock with the Sopranos like that. He like a goon or something like that. Joe Smith. He said, you be on point. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that. He said, Top Rank Matchmaker said it. Okay. There you go. They say B-Hop was pushed out of the ring. I thought he was too at first. Salute, JC, man. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? He said, facts. Yeah, man. That shit was crazy. He said, I can speak on that Jesse Hart B-Hop thing. Okay. All right. Bet. Yeah, he was capping. Yeah, man. Because I was thinking, like, I was like, rooting for him, like, okay, get back for B-Hop because we don't never want to see a legend go out like that. Bruce goes, salute to you. You never want to see a legend go out like that. You know what I'm saying? We seen Joe Louis go out like that back in the day, Rocky Marciano. We don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? We seen Camacho stop Sugar Ray Leonard. We don't want to see that shit. You feel me? And he had me hyped. I was like, okay. Man, that shit is crazy. My man Coco the Don in that super chat. Salute to you, bro. He said, if L double casual, then what that makes, yeah, man. Hey man, I appreciate you guys coming through for real, bro. This is me getting my shit off. Thank you so much, bro. For real. He said, any idea who, man, I'm not sure, man. I'm scanning them WBA rankings. I don't know. You know, when they have somebody jump into the rankings that haven't been there in a minute, I'll be like, okay, he must be fighting that guy. What's his name? Yusky Gonzalez from Cuba. You know what I'm saying? I think he lost to, I think Vosha stopped him a couple years ago. He just popped into the WBA rankings. Oh, Shabransky. Shabransky like number 7. I mean, if I'm hearing that Bivol gonna fight overseas his next fight, so Shabransky, he's from Ukraine. It makes sense to me. Something like that. They talking about him fighting Zerto after that fight. So hey, you know what I'm saying? We'll see. We'll see. If he fight in the United States, then the opponent selection changed to me. It'd be somebody like Charles Foster, a southpaw from he's from New England. So if he fight on the Andrade, Lynn Williams card in Providence, then I can see a fight like that because that's a regional guy. Not sure if they're gonna have a crowd or anything like that, but you know, this me matchmaking. I don't know. He said Mike Tyson slumped Kevin McBride. Kevin when the dude slumped in the corner. Yeah, man, that shit made me mad too. I was mad when Mike Tyson I couldn't watch the Buster Douglas fight from damn near about 15 years, bro. Probably longer. Like in the whole entirety, I just watched the 8th round. I used to just watch the 8th round. I skipped to the 8th round to see Mike Tyson drop him and then count. You know what I'm saying? And after that, I ain't watched that shit. It took me a long time to watch the full fight. When Danny Williams, when he stopped Mike Tyson, bro, I was sick. That was the same year Roy Jones got stopped by Taro. Yeah, I was sick. I was sick that whole year. That whole summer. I was sick. Steve Kim said April in UK. Okay. So UK, maybe Calvin Johnson. Maybe. There you go. Maybe Calvin Johnson. That's a good fight. That's I don't know if Calvin Johnson ranked in the WBA. I gotta check. But okay. I ain't mad at it. He said I'm gonna drop my number. Okay. Yeah, for real. Yeah, I wanna hear that. He said, don't Charlo call out Bert. Did Charlo I don't know, did he? I ain't see that. Man, Charlo about to stay at 160 and make another defense. Y'all don't get fooled, yo. Don't get fooled by these fighters, bro. He about to stay at 160 and fight the guy that just slept James Kirkland. Listen, yo, don't fall into the trap. I know Benavidez and he was talking about Eubank today. Man, don't fall into that shit. I pay attention to the rankings. I don't even pay attention to what the fighters say no more. I mean, I do in certain instances, but I look at the rankings. Macias, he started the end of last year. He was like number 15. They put that CP beside him where he got to sign up to the clean boxing program. He signed up to that. Then they put him number 9. Then he fight Kirkland. Now he number 5. Come on, bro. Like, you don't gotta lie to me. Just tell me the truth. Hey, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna defend my title. You know what I'm saying? He said with the exclusives. He said Bivol versus Berbiev are supposed to end a negotiation. Yeah, I heard that too. They were supposed to fight last year. You know what I'm saying? But COVID. I want to see that fight. That's one of the best fights to be made in boxing. For real. That's one of the best fights. He said King. He said it's hard for me to watch. Yeah, I can't watch that shit. And now that I actually watched the whole fight, I still cringe a little bit. And what I get mad at the most about that fight is Aaron Snow, the coach for Mike Tyson. Man, I can't stand that dude after that. Like after that fight, yo, I can't rock with him. He said probably Charles Foster, who happens to be Murphy's boxing promoter. Yep. He come on Gongora, yo. Watch out for Gongora, bro. TJ Doheny, the Luca fought last weekend. I like TJ Doheny too. Yeah, he fought last weekend, DeLuca. He said Jamel Charlo Jamal be barking. Yeah, I drop a link, yo. If anybody want to come on, give me 1 second. I drop one. I got no problem with that. He said Charlo ain't going to do nothing but run his mouth. Yeah, man. Yeah, I drop a link. Give me 1 second. Yeah, man. I don't like that shit, man. They be lying to the fans, but that's how they get clout. Maybe that's the PR thing. Like, man, I haven't heard you do a Instagram live in a long time, bro. Man, you should do an Instagram live. All right, I'm gonna go out there and just tell him I'm just gonna start a little beef with somebody. Man, the dude said he's not a 68 pounder. After all that shit he done put us through, he ain't no 68 pounder. But just last week you said he's gonna stop Benavidez. That's what I'm saying, man. You don't gotta lie to us. You know what I'm saying? Because those rankings, they be putting these motherfuckers that giving these guys high rankings for a reason. It's not because they're just doing it out, just for the kindness. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they do, but a guy like Montiel, who's 23-4, and he been stopped by Jaime Munguia at 147. Come on, bro. Don't tease me in no good time. But they be trying to trick us though. Let me find this shit. They're trying to tease, and then what happens, man? Man, us fans, boxing fans, we'll just run with the story and shit. And then, I don't know. Then they get surprised when it ain't happen. Yeah, I dropped the link, bro. Feel free, come on through. He said I got Bivol at the best. Okay. I ain't mad at that. Bivol was a little bit more he definitely more seasoned. He got the better skill set, younger. I think he fought the better competition too. So yeah. I ain't mad at that. I can't dispute none of that. He said Aaron just snatched up gun go. No, I think no, Eddie Hearn signed him. Eddie Hearn had the option on him when he beat old boy. Yeah, what's good, bro? What's good, D? What's good with you? I can hear you. He said no doubt.
Oh, what's up, L Dub? You, you got the no L Dub, no L Dub. Yeah, Lawrence Williams, not L Dog, crazy ass. Well, yeah, yeah, Bevo, man. I think that he's the best at 175. But you know what else too? I think Lawrence Williams and people, because it's like, okay, styles make fights. We know this, right? I honestly think that Joe Smith would be a better matchup for better BF than Bevo.
Yep, I agree with that.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yep.
I just think that their matchup would be because I think that Bevo is going to beat him. If you remember when Better BF fought Enrico Colling, if you seen that fight, right?
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay, 11th round it took him to stop him, and the thing with Enrico Colling and Better BF, it was because of the way he moved, and he was literally like a lesser Better BF, Bevo. His footwork was just a tad bit less. You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm looking at Bevo. He's a better version of Enrico Colling, and Better BF is older at this point. I got Bevo winning that fight. So I think Joe Smith and Better BF is actually the better matchup there.
Yeah, because he got two big punches that don't really take a back step. And
Right.
Bivol, he gonna use more finesse with you. He gonna box you. He gonna put that jab
Uh-huh.
in your face. So yeah, I agree with that.
And that dude, the way he slips the way that slip counter he got,
yeah,
just a slight man, that's just beautiful, fam. And he's fast with it. I could see him hitting Better BF with that shit all night long.
yeah. I like Bird Bill, but I think he's slowing down. He been injured a lot too.
Yep.
He get injured a lot, so he right for the taking. Especially that's why I'm saying if he fight Joe Smith in for the 3 belt, I mean, I think he's an upset alert for real.
Dark
You know
horse
what
at
I'm saying?
175. Dark horse at 175, right,
Yeah,
Dog? My
yeah,
boy
yeah,
Zudo Ramirez.
yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. These don't know. I'm telling you, Zudo Ramirez is the dark horse. Watch him gonna come and shock some people, bro. He is one of those guys. I'm gonna tell you, Zudo Ramirez is one of these guys like a Sean Porter. He makes every fight look tough, right? That's
Mhm.
his guy. He makes every fight look tough. But just like Sean Porter, he's good, bro. He's good. Zudo's good.
Yeah, I like him. What's
Yeah,
up,
man.
G5 Jeff? What's good, bro? G5 in the building.
L Dub, what's going on, bro?
What's
Chat,
good?
everybody on the panel, what's going on?
What's up, G?
Hey,
Chill.
nothing. Ain't nothing at all.
I like Zerto too, man. Zerto, he supposed to fight Marcus Brown, but I'm not sure what's going on with that negotiations. That's a good fight for him. He looked okay in his fight in his comeback fight in December. He got the 10th round knockout. You know what I'm saying?
He
So
gonna
I
have to
mean,
sign with somebody, yo.
to get the
Zerto?
Marcus Brown fight.
Or any big fight.
Yeah.
You know how the game go.
Oh yeah, you gotta
Or,
get some
or you know
options.
what, G? You know what, G? If he don't sign, he gonna have to do what Devin and Bill did. He gonna have to partner up with one of these majors. Cause you know Zudo got his own
Yeah.
promotional, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he gonna have to team up.
Yeah, he gonna have to partner up with him if he don't
Yeah.
sign. Cause if
That's,
not, then you can't get it. Like that's what people don't understand. Like Jerron and his boots. The dude, his only problem is that his team is refusing to link up with one of these majors. But if he was to sign with one of these majors for like a 3-fight deal, I think that that's all that Boots really need. It's 3 good names and shit. Yeah, I mean he
Steven
just got
Espinoza,
a
love him though.
yeah.
right. He just got a decent name with Van Heerden, but the head clash killed the fight, so it was no contest. We didn't get to see it. Now I think he was going to beat Van Heerden, but that would have been, a solid name for him. That was his first chance.
Well, he back April 10th though. He back April 10th.
Who he going against?
Sergey Lipinets.
Oh yeah. What the fuck am I doing? I'm tripping. I just did a live on that. Yeah, that's excellent. That's an excellent
That's a
fight
good.
for him.
Yeah, the thing with Boots though, the thing he got in his back pocket, Steven Espinoza love him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know that for a fact. Like he loved Boots. Like if it was up to Steven Espinoza, he would let Boots just be the face of Showtime. As far as boxing is concerned,
Yeah.
Steven
That's,
Espinoza loves him.
I
Loves him.
like I like Jalik. I was about to say I like Boots Ennis, but I was just about to say that's Jalik's boy right there.
Oh no,
Jalik,
that's my guy
Jal-
too, man. I love
man,
Boots, man.
not as much as Jalik. I can promise you.
Not as much as Jalik.
Hell
Jalik,
no,
that's my
Jalik.
guy.
Look,
Not as
check
much
it
as
out.
Jalik.
Oh, Jalik, my dude. Jalik,
Yeah,
though,
that's my bro.
he
That's
had
my
a
bro.
year and a half ago. That nigga had Boots Ennis beating Crawford. A year and a half ago. I said,
Yeah,
Jalik, bump your damn head. But nah, Jalik, my dude, though. I like Jalik.
yeah, that's the fam right there. That's the
Hell yeah.
fam right there for sure. For sure. Hey,
Hey,
Dub.
yeah, what's up,
Can
bro?
I give you this? Can I give you this? This Jesse Hart. Can I give you this Jesse Hart smoke real quick?
Yes, sir, man. Let me get it.
All right. So just to address everything that you said about the whole Jesse Hart, I think some of this I told you, but the people in the chat may not know. And everything I'm getting ready to say, Jesse's probably gonna say it on his own when I rap with him. So the whole thing about B-Hop getting knocked out the ring, and that was Jesse Hart's motivation. That part is true. Like he really felt some type of way about that. And he felt some type of way about that for a long time. He personally told me about that probably 7 or 8 months before the Joe Smith fight was even made. I hollered at him at a top rank weigh-in. That was like off the record. So he was dead serious about that. So that part wasn't Cap. Where it was Cap at was him having people thinking like all of Philly was feeling that way. And for the people that's listening, I'm from Philly, so I can definitely speak on this. So the way Jesse Hart was feeling about the whole B-Hop thing and Joe Smith knocking him out the ring and all of that, the city wasn't feeling like that. The city was feeling more so like, well, B-Hop was in his 50s. It was either he was going to be in his 70s fighting or somebody was going to have to take him out. And that's what happened. So Jesse was feeling that way, but he was one of the few that was feeling that way to the point to where he wanted to rumble Joe Smith. So it's kind of like it was a half truth and a half cap. You know what I'm saying? Also, Joe Smith wasn't buying it. Joe Smith wasn't buying it. His team wasn't buying it in terms of the B-Hop motivation. Like, they thought it was cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, they thought it was cap. And that was Jesse's build-up through the whole fight, like up to the fight. Now, I think everybody knows, but Jesse Hart hurt his hand. I think he hurt his hand a couple days before the fight. He was sparring when he wasn't supposed to. Hurt his hand a couple days before the fight, and it was too late for them to push it back because it was in AC. Everybody, they paid for their rooms and all that other stuff. Like it was lit. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't back out of the fight, but that's why he was fighting the way he was fighting. Like he wasn't really, because if Jesse gonna lose on his shield. Like even if he fights stupid, he gonna fight on it. He gonna land on the shield. So that's why he was fighting the way he was fighting. But yeah, like it was kind of half and half, L-Dub. It was kind of half and half with the whole promoting thing, like how he promoted it. It was half and half. The city wasn't feeling the way he was feeling.
Okay.
I guess that's about as clear as I can put it. But it was the worst case scenario for him because the way he builded the fight up, you know what I'm saying? The way he builded the fight up, and then for him to get basically injured. And I'm not saying Joe Smith wouldn't have still won the fight. Like I'm not saying that at all. But you hurt your hand and all of that a couple days before the fight. And LW, the thing that's crazy, bro, this is how I found out. He went on Instagram Live probably the day after he hurt his hand. He had this sleeve on his hand. And I'm like, yo, like, you good? There was only like 4 or 5 of us in the live, LW. And I asked Jesse, I said, you good? You straight? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. And you know how we're in media, so we see something, we gonna fact check it. Right. You know what I'm saying? We gonna fact check it. So I actually looked up the sleeve he had on. I looked up the sleeve. And I seen what the sleeve was for, and I'm like, let me make a couple phone calls in the city. I called a couple people, main guys in Philly. They was like, yeah, he hurt his hand in the gym. His hand in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So for the people that think Jesse built the fight up and he just went in there and just went on a track meet and just started running, nah, that wasn't the case. But at the same time, everybody in Philly had a bad feeling about the Joe Smith fight. A lot of people in Philly thought Jesse was going to lose that fight. It was the same thing with J-Rock when he fought Rosario. We knew what was going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So going into the fight, we was just like, we got to ride out for the hometown guy, but deep down, we ain't feel good about that shit at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole that's kind of the whole story around the whole Jesse Hart thing. Like he still want to fight Joe Smith. Like I literally talked to him 3 days ago, and I'm gonna tell you, whatever I say behind closed doors, I bring it to the front porch. Like I literally told Jesse, I said, bro, the only way you're gonna get back in the ring with Joe Smith is unless Joe Smith win a title. Now he's up for a title. And I said, on top of that, Jesse, I said, you're gonna have to knock off 3 names just to get yourself into a title eliminator. And I'm like, Joe Smith may not even have a belt by the time you get done all that. You know what I mean? So I was like, it's a pretty good chance. I'm like, you're not gonna see that smoke ever again. You know what I mean? So I'm supposed to be talking to him after the Joe Smith fight. So L-Dub, you got an open invitation as far as when I jump on with him, you can ask him whatever you want to ask him.
I like him versus Michael Seals though.
That's supposed to be the game plan, and he's supposed to be back. I'm not 100% sure, but I was told he said it out of his own mouth. He's supposed to be coming back March 18th.
March 18th. Okay.
I'm gonna holler at him again and see who the opponent is and all that other stuff. But he's supposed to come back March 18th. He's supposed to come back earlier this year, but some business stuff got in the way, and they had to push it back. But he's been recovering from his injury for a while, so he's been in the lab training and all that. But
That's
everything I told you guys, like I've told Jesse. I talked to him before the Joe Smith fight. I talked to him after the Joe Smith fight. Dub, he wanted me to come to the hospital with him. When he got surgery, he wanted me to come to the hospital with him. You know what I'm saying? But that was when the COVID, I think COVID was just kicking off or something like that. Like, so it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, man. But I understand how you feel, Dub, about, just that whole Jesse Hart situation. But I tell people all the time, I'm like, once you know the inside of it, I'm like, if you still feel that way, that's cool. But when you see a guy that usually goes out on their shield, go out the way Jesse did, the first thing I'm thinking, I'm like, like, what's wrong? Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, but that's kind of the story with Jesse Hart and all that.
See, I respect that, bro, because I'm like that too, bro. I talk to some fighters and some trainers and stuff, and I always respect hearing it from a guy that's like talking. Forget these articles and you know what I mean. What people say on these videos. When you can talk to a guy and you got your ear to the streets, like you live there in that city, bro. I listen to what y'all say way more than what the shit I hear about YouTube or these articles I read, because all of that stuff can be manipulated. But when you talk to people straight up, like LW, you heard me before with the Bill Haney, like all these people keep telling me this, that, and the third. I'm like, bro, fuck all that. I talk to Bill Haney. I talk to him all the time. Don't tell me that nonsense. I'm listening. I'm telling you what's coming from the horse's mouth. You telling me about something you heard on some video or some article you read. So what my man G talking about right here, bro, I'm taking that to heart. What he talking about, because he got his ear to the streets. He talking to the man, right?
Yes, and the thing that's crazy though, bro, like this the type of live I like. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, everybody in this live is talking about the upcoming fights and what's really going on. Like
that's all I do. That's all I do.
And L Dub does this all the time, and I tell people all the time. They be like, "Yo, like, what's some of the lives you listen to, whatever?" And I'm like, L Dub. I started listening to Black Star. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but big shout out to Black Star. And there's a couple other ones. And when you have a YouTube channel, it's hard to keep up with other people just for time reasons. You're working on your own stuff and all that. It's hard. It's hard to keep up with people. But there's a few people that I keep up with. Like, and the thing is, I keep up with L Dub when he go live. I get most of my information off of L Dub off of Instagram. If y'all not following him on Instagram, and he's a must follow. I'll get my information from L Dub before I get it from Coppinger. If you don't support your own, you know what I'm saying?
All fact Coppinger.
If you don't support your own, what you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Look, bro. I'm glad you just said that about L Dub, because I'm on IG. And I ain't even know. I'm getting ready to go follow that fool right now.
Hey, yo, listen. Follow L Dub and just scroll down what he done posted. I would say probably his last 20 to 25 posts. They were stuff that I probably didn't know about or I just heard about. The only thing me and L Dub had to go back and forth and talk about was the whole Darmani Rock situation. And we got to the bottom of that in like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah. We did our own investigation. Well, you was on that shit though.
Bro.
Listen. Hey, my man G. I ain't been on IG, but I've been rocking with L Dub for a minute. I ain't new to L Dub. Yeah, I've been rocking with L Dub for a minute. I already knew he knew his shit. I always gave him respect.
It's crazy, man, because I'm like, Dub hit me. He like Darmani Rock pulled out the fight. I'm like, nah, I ain't hear nothing. And he was like, yo, I heard he pulled out of the fight. So he sent me what he had, and I was just like, all right, let me call a couple of my people in Philly. So I called my guy, Jamil from Philly. I said, Darmani Rock pulled out of the fight. He said, what? He was like, yo, let me make a phone call. He called me back like 10 minutes later. He was like, nah, false alarm. Like he had an inconclusive test. He took another one, and it was negative, so everything would go. But the way the results came, I wish he would have pulled out the fight, man. Coffee cleaned him. Like, oh my God.
I was sick when I heard that news, yo. Like, he might not make it, bro. I was in that bitch sick,
bro. Like, they're not a Dub. Am I lying?
Nah.
I did the thumbnail and everything. I sent it to L Dub. I said, "Yo, I'm about to do a video on this." This was in the middle of my other homie calling to find out what was going on with Darmani Rock. Like I had the thumbnail and everything ready. I'm like, all right, I'm getting ready to go on the channel with it. Then I heard the news like, nah, he he back in the fight. You know what I'm saying? But bro,
They had the opponent ready for him though. They had
oh yeah, it
Scott
was a setup.
Alexander. He was ready.
Oh, it was a setup. When I
He was
say ski
already ready.
mask, Dub, when I say that was a ski mask setup, bro,
Yeah.
like he was coming off of and L Dub and I talked about this prior to the fight. I think it was on another live of yours, and I was like, yo, I don't like the layoff. And I found out after the fight that they basically they caught Darmani Rock napping basically. They asked him did he want to fight, but they knew he was sloppy when they asked him. And you know it's not like any other division. You can come in a heavyweight however you want. So he came in at 270, but he was a out of shape 270. He was putting up little Instagram pics and all.
Bro, he was 270.
Yo, he was 270, bro. He was 270. And Michael Coffey was 269. Coffee usually fights at 265, 260. So I was like a couple pounds off. Cool. And he's a military guy. So, you know, he 265, 270, but he's solid, though. You know, it's not sloppy. You know what I'm saying? So Darmani Rock was 270 and was sloppy. He was a sloppy 270. And I knew he was in trouble because nobody in his camp was really talking reckless. And you know Philly dudes, if we feel like we getting ready to win a fight, we talking reckless all the way up to the fight and through the fight.
Yeah.
They quiet. They were dead quiet. But I think they was trying to build Michael Coffey up, and they got Darmani Rock to take that fight, man. And he didn't look nothing like 17-0 and 12 knockouts, right?
Nope. Hey, my man, G5, my man, speaking my sports talk, D Jefferson, he got a channel too. He be on here.
Send me his joint. I'm subbing. And matter of fact, whoever in the chat, man, put your link
it's
up,
just
man. I
it's
support
just
everybody.
if you just put SYMST. Hey, L Dub, can you see that screen share I got at the bottom?
Okay, that's you. I thought it was somebody trying to get in, bro.
That's the screen share. Look, throw that up on the screen right quick.
I'm subbing to I'm subbing to everybody. L Dub know how I get down, man.
You probably gotta pull down your overlay, L Dub, so they can see that in the chat. But check this out, because we was just talking about this, fam. Bob Arum, I cannot stand him, dog. Look, this came out just 13 minutes ago, and when I went on Twitter to share this live, right, to let people know that you live. So I went on to Twitter to share this live. Right after I shared it, this pop up. Now we was just talking about Bivol. Remember, because you heard the same rumor that I heard that if they both win their fights, they were going to go in negotiations with Bivol. Look at Bob Arum. If Joe Smith is victorious Saturday night against Vlasov on ESPN, and if Artur Beterbiev successfully defends his unified crown against Adam Dianis on March 20, also on ESPN, we could get a ferocious bombs away 3-belt battle later 2021. But this is talking about Joe Smith and Beterbiev. What about Bivol?
I ain't surprised.
That out, man. I ain't surprised. That's Bob Arum, dog. That's in-house.
I'll let L Dub explain it because he probably gonna get ready to say the same thing. But go ahead.
Yeah. Bivol is on the outside looking in, real
yes.
So it kind of makes sense if you really think about it because we'll have the best because you think Bivol is the best too, right, D? So if let's say Beterbiev win with 3 belts, they'd be undisputed. That's a bigger fight,
and there's a bigger bargaining chip too.
Exactly, and
bigger negotiation chip.
Joe Smith is a live dog in this fight, so I think they probably want to. If you're really looking at it as a promoter standpoint, who would you want to win? A Russian guy that don't speak no English, but he a killer, but he don't really speak no English. He ain't really marketable. You can't really sell nothing off of him because he's not really that active. Or Joe Smith, a common man. You know what I'm saying? He's just a normal person. He working 9 to 5. He's a you know what I'm saying? So that's why they setting him up like that.
Yeah.
And then he can rematch Bivol at the end of it if he get all 3 belts. But either
And that's
way, man.
another in-house fight too, Dub.
Yeah.
That's another
Yeah.
in-house fight. Better Biev and Smith. So I mean, from a business side, it makes sense. But Bivol has been out for so long. I know he's scheduled for 2 fights. To be honest with you, I don't even mind it because I'm like, Bivol needs to get a little bit of momentum. And so does Beterbiev too. They both need to get a little bit of steam going because they've been out for a while.
Yeah.
Both of them. They've been out for a minute, man.
Yeah.
So I want to see them, get a fight or 2 under their belt, even if it's Better Biev and Joe Smith before the Bivol fight. I'm cool with it as long as they get it done within the next like 12 months, like within the next year.
I feel the same way about this, the way I feel about the Spence and Bud situation.
Correct.
I don't care how y'all get your 3 belts or how you get your I don't care. As long as y'all fight at the end for undisputed, I'm with it. So if Spence gotta get that 3rd belt off of Ugas, then fight Bud at the end of the day, then I'm still happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I got a question for you. I asked some people earlier about Manny. Were they gonna strip Manny anyway because he wasn't fighting Ugas?
Nah, bro. Check it out. This something that don't nobody. No, I ain't gonna say nobody, but a lot of people.
No, I don't know. Drop that knowledge on me, bro.
Yeah. Manny Pacquiao and his team went and requested that they be put in recess, and that's something that a lot of people don't even know right now. And it changes any narrative or a lot of shit that people are saying out there, right? I caught a lot of heat, which ain't no surprise because I always catch heat. People don't like to hear the truth, but
Right.
I caught a lot of heat during this Ryan Garcia, Manny Pacquiao situation, right? Because I said, look, man, y'all being duped. Ryan Garcia clout chasing. He not fighting Manny, just like he won't fight Tank. I said this, right?
Right.
So Manny Pacquiao, what I also said, because people was coming on the channel talking about some, man, Manny Pacquiao can do what he want, blah, 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 blah. This, that, he ain't holding up nothing. I said, if y'all don't think Manny holding up the division, then y'all not paying attention to everything. And I started mentioning you guys, this, that, and the third. I said, to be honest with you, Manny Pacquiao should dish that belt to the side because his objective is to get some bread and get out of boxing. We all know that. Manny don't have nothing to prove to nobody. So his objective is to get bread and get out of boxing. He shouldn't hold that super title while he's doing that. Right? And I caught all kind of heat for saying that. I love Manny Pacquiao.
Facts, bro.
Everybody loves Manny Pacquiao. But I was just dropping the science on him, right? Well, Manny Pacquiao and his team requested to be put as champion in recess. What the fuck does that tell you? That mean even Manny was thinking like I was thinking. Let me let these young guys get in there and fight and do their thing while I move around. So what the fuck was I saying wrong, fam?
You ain't say
People
nothing
just so
wrong,
sensitive, fam.
bro. You ain't say nothing wrong, and I'm gonna put a nail in that coffin. Manny don't need no belt to accomplish any fight that he want to accomplish. Period.
Exactly.
Period. And to be honest with you, with Manny, at this point, it don't matter who he fights. If he's smart, he fight 1 or 2 fights in Saudi Arabia. He good for the rest of his darn life.
Facts.
Period.
It's something you just said. Look, that was something else I told them, bro. Like you, it's like you was we right here eye to eye because I was telling them this. I said, bro, with or without that Super WBA belt, Manny will not lose a nickel of value in any of his fights. That's exactly what I was telling them. He won't lose a nickel of value.
That's a fact. And you know what? And just to prove your point, bro, if Spence had a choice between Ugas in that 3rd belt and a Manny Pacquiao fight, he's taking the Pacquiao fight.
He going right to Manny.
He going right to Manny. And that goes for Bud Crawford too. They going right for Manny. Manny doesn't. He's at a point where a belt doesn't define him. A belt doesn't add any value to him. Manny is the name. Like, he's still the name at 147. When the other champions will drop what they're doing to go see Manny, you're the man. You're the name in the division.
Bro, the dude next to Joshua and Canelo is the man in boxing. Those are the only 2 names that require more demand than Manny. Like, I mean, as far as going to make a fight. Other than that, it's Manny Pacquiao.
I agree. I agree 100%, man. Like it's just, but you know the one thing that I noticed, bro, and I tell Dub this all the time, like hardcore fans is kind of a dying breed.
Oh, for
Hardcore,
sure.
there's out of ten boxing fans, 7 are casuals. That's a fact.
Shit, dog. I think out of every 107.
Hey, listen, the thing, but you know what though? I used to think like that, but like when I ran into like L Dub and some other guy, Jalik, YSM Sports Media, yourself, and it's some other people. It made me kind of lower my percentage a little bit because I'm running into more and more people that are
Right,
just they got their ear to the street. Like you could be a hardcore and still have a casual mind. You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like you can be a hardcore fan but just not be educated. It's
Yeah.
hard to find both where somebody's educated and they're a hardcore fan. Now that right there, now that's probably up to your percentage. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
was yeah, that for sure. That's for sure. See, that's me, right? My first fight I watched was Sugar Ray and Duran 2.
Mm-hmm.
Two of my uncles boxed professionally,
Okay.
right? So I've
Okay.
been around this thing here for 40, for 40 years, bruh. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I listen, my uncle took me in my first fight when I was 7 years old. The first person I seen fight in the main event was Charles Brewer, senior, Blue Horizon, Philly. And that was back when they had they had the boxer, the boxers used to promote the beers and shit.
Yeah,
St.
yeah.
Ives and shit like that. You seen them in all the beer stores and all that. Like that's what I was introduced to boxing at 7 years old. So I've been like hooked ever since. But it's so many casuals out here, man. Like it's so many of them out here, man. So it's hard for us to have a channel, especially somebody like L Dub. Like it's hard for L Dub to have a channel, and he want to have a live like this where he's talking about everything but the one topic everybody's talking about, and you get a hard time getting people to come in and rap. But if it's
Nah,
some
it's a slow
nonsense,
grind. It's a slow grind.
it is a slow grind. It's definitely a slow grind. We was on live with L Dub. I think it might have been like 2 weeks ago, and me and L Dub said the same thing. We like, yo, there's multiple cards on the same night. We were like, we got one on the TV, we got one
Yeah.
on the phone, we got one on the tablet, we got one on the laptop, we got one record. Like that's how bad we got it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
this is all this information we got now, and you come to all these boxing channels every day. There's no reason why anybody should be a casual. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you go to channels every day, you get different information, so your shit can go, it can expand. And plus, all people they just go straight to BoxRec, right? And my thing is, don't just go to BoxRec. I always say this. This is my analogy of BoxRec.
Uh-huh.
BoxRec is like a recipe when you about to go cook or something. That's your recipe. So you see
Right.
all the fighters, the resumes, and all that shit. But the way you cook your food and the way you get down and your seasons and all that shit is when
Right.
you go watch the fights. You feel me? The
Yeah.
fighting is the cooking part. That's when you set the timer and you checking it, you turning it every so often, you basing it,
Yeah.
all that good
Yeah.
shit. Cause that's
Yeah.
why I learned it. I go watch the fights, bro.
Hey, Dub, you know the thing that's crazy? People ask me, I don't know if y'all get this, but people ask me all the time when there's multiple cards on one night, they be like, yo, why don't you do an immediate reaction? I'm like, yo, it's like 15 fights on the night. I'm like, I'm not jumping on camera talking about a fight and I ain't sat down and watched it. I won't do a reaction video until Monday, probably. If it's a Saturday and there's multiple cards, I'm like, no, I gotta literally sit there
Yeah,
and watch the entire fight because I can't come
Right.
off on my channel, your channel, or anybody else's channel on some BS. I
yeah.
can't.
I gotta be
Just
100.
watching some just
Like
watching some highlights.
Like ain't
Nah,
nobody gonna catch me slipping in these boxing streets. Like
hell
nobody gonna
no.
ask me, "Hey, Elder, break down this fight." Yo, I got you, bro. You don't even
if
gotta.
it
I ain't saying, man, I ain't never seen him. Nah, bro, I'm gonna
hell
be
yeah,
on.
yo,
You know
even
what
if
I'm saying?
that
I
is the
watch so
case,
much boxing, bro.
Dub, even if that is the case, I got enough respect for the person that's asking me,
Yeah,
myself, and the sport. I'd be like, you know what? I watched that fight. I don't remember it. I will watch it to refresh my memory. Get back to me in 24 hours. I got you.
yeah,
Some people will lie to you. They might have seen some highlights. I'm like, oh yeah, this happened, that happened. I'm like, come on.
I
Like,
understand
you
though.
know what I'm
So
saying?
that's why I like weekends like this because I have to do my research. Like I've seen most of the guys fight, but for me to get my breakdown, I have to actually watch a fight. So I done watched probably like maybe 10, 15 hours, you know what I'm saying, this week because I don't watch TV no more. I just watch boxing. And if I seen the fight
I better
already,
start watching TV.
yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So that's why I can break down these like Vlasov, he do something tricky with his right hand. Like he'll like put it kind of like parallel to his face when he be doing something. He
Yeah,
throw it
those
from a
them.
tricky
And the
angle.
thing is, bro, those them dudes that you gotta watch out for, because the ones that have the punch variety, where you don't know where the punches is coming from, they the most dangerous dudes out here. Vlasov, that's why he's a live dog, because his punch variety is not normal. It's not normal at
You know,
all. Like take
it's awkward
Raees
as shit.
Salim. Remember that fight, bro?
Oh man, I
Raees
love
Salim.
Elise Ryan, bro.
We talked about that fight. We talked about it. I was like, yo, I'm like, his punch variety gonna be the difference in the fight. And he was throwing punches from angles, and homie just couldn't. He didn't know where they was coming from. He kept on getting hit with the shot he couldn't see. That is very important.
Y'all remember when Emmanuel Augustus fucked up Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, I said
Oh,
that fight.
yo, listen,
That's
that's
because
one of
all
my
those
favorite
crazy
fighters,
angles,
bro.
fam. Emmanuel Augustus with that dancing, like all
Yeah.
that dancing, them crazy angles. Floyd is a skilled fighter. Like this is the thing. A lot of these fighters are skilled, and even fighters like Vlasov, they got a little trick.
Mhm.
These tricks are practiced. These skills are practiced under the traditional style, like what a boxer's supposed to do, what a boxer's gonna do. When a guy
Right.
come in there with all of this crazy awkwardness,
Right.
they're not prepared for that. Floyd wasn't prepared
Yeah.
for that. Emmanuel
Yeah.
Augustus was hitting him with shit from angles like, how did he even throw that punch?
Yeah.
You know
This
what I mean?
guy, yeah, that's a fact. Even guys like you see guys like Chino Maidana who gave Floyd all types of trouble. It wasn't because he was that skilled of a fighter. It was just because the angles he was throwing his shots was just absolutely crazy. You know what I mean? Ricardo Mayorga, there's no way in hell he was supposed to have been in the ring doing any type of business with Vernon Forrest. You feel what I'm saying? Like a fighter like that. Like, but he fights so crazy. Like when you a pure boxer, you're trained to catch the traditional shots.
Right.
You beat a boxer by throwing the untraditional shot, and it's crazy. That's why Vlasov, he's a live dog, and I love
Live
Joe
dog.
Smith. I love
I
Joe
do
Smith.
too. I think that fight very interesting. Like I've done like polls and been on different panels, and that's been back and forth. Like it's not been solidly Joe Smith or Vlasov. But I tell you something, bro. Um, with that quirky right that he throws that you talking about, it's almost like two guys that are awkward about the bank because the way Joe Smith comes, he's more of a fighter than a boxer,
Mm-hmm.
and that pressure, man. I want to see how Vlasov is going to respond to that.
He comes in a crouch. Joe Smith comes down in a crouch, and
Yeah,
that can lead way to an overhand right. But yo, to talk about that Floyd and Augustus fight, one of the biggest keys to that fight. That was the first fight with Floyd and Uncle Roger, like full time.
Yeah.
And Uncle Roger was trying to get him to be more offensive. And then that's why I think Floyd could have outboxed Augustus. It still would have been a tough fight, but he wanted to make a point. You feel me? So that's another key. But that was a fun fight, though. I like watching that
That
fight
was
yeah,
too.
that
That
yo.
was.
was a
I
fun
never
fight.
seen Floyd. I would say that fight, and what was the
Castillo.
No, not that one. The guy I'm talking about a fight where Floyd like really was throwing his hands. That
Oh,
Augustus
Gotti. He
fight,
beat the shit out of Gotti.
Gotti.
Oh,
What was the
Endo. I remember Endo. Endo is my
Endo?
favorite fight.
That's the fight. Endo.
That's my
He
favorite fight
probably
of
threw
Floyd.
his hands the most, like out of all of his fights in his career. In that Endo fight, he was letting them go.
Yeah, he was.
Those other fights were straight like the Gotti fight. He was on his A. But
Yeah.
I like the Endo fight because you remember that part in the fight where he was against the ropes and Endo was throwing punches and he was shoulder rolling that shit the whole
Yo,
time.
that shit was
That was
so
crazy.
nice, bro. Motherfuckers
He
talk
did it.
about the Matrix. They need to go back and look at that, bro.
Right,
Yo, he
exactly.
did that shit for like a half a minute. You only supposed to shoulder roll off of shots for a couple seconds. He did that joint for like a half a minute.
Right.
It was crazy. Like Floyd, people only know Money Mayweather, man. I said that pretty boy Floyd.
Yeah, bro. That's why I don't like to hear these fools talk this Devin Haney. I'm like, bro, stop that, man. Devin Haney, do you know what Floyd used to do? The type of shit, man. I'm not trying to hear this Devin Haney nonsense. Come on
Yeah,
with that. Like, let
and
this
I
kid
like.
develop. That man fought Abdulayev, Moran Abdulayev, Santiago,
Yeah,
Gamboa. Was he Floyd now? With them?
Right. Right.
yeah,
With them?
yeah.
Nah.
Floyd was something. Floyd was something different. I think probably one of my favorite fights of Floyd is when he fought Zab.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
that
if
was
you
a good
had
one.
any questions about, I said, if you had any questions about Floyd, you got your answers in that fight. Because I was like, I don't care if you're a Floyd fan or not. I was like, he was down 4-0.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite fight. My favorite fight is when he fought Shane because you know how people hated Floyd, but they used to call him soft or pussy and this, that, and the third. Nah, he showed hard in that fight because Shane rocked his ass. Shane
Mm-hmm.
Twice.
rocked his ass good, and he came back and beat the shit out of Shane Mosley. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
And he showed IQ too, because when he got hurt, he held on to Shane's arm with dear life, bro.
Yes,
That
he did.
guy, that's like he must have like been through that stuff in the gym because the way he did that and the way he was able to clinch that shit was perfect. He
Yep.
got right, and then what he did, he walked straight to Shane. He didn't back up and let him know because you know when you get hit with a shot, you can't box because you're gonna the other fighter gonna see your legs wobbly, so you got to come forward. You know what I'm saying? And he was able to come forward, put that pressure on Shane, and broke him down. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
he ain't let up off him either, bro. After he's like, nah, I can't let him get off no more.
Nope.
Floyd
Yeah.
kind of turned back the clock because he started wearing Shade out, fam.
He was walking him
You know
down.
what? Chop caught him with a good shot too. When
Yeah, he
his
caught him
first
with a
fight
right
at
hook.
140.
Yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
I was nervous then because he hit him with that right hook, and that was like the week right after Tara and Jones. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh hell no, not again.
Yeah, and that
'Cause
was the first. And the thing that's crazy about that fight is Chop was landing that shot on a consistent basis.
Mm,
He was landing that shot on a consistent basis because Chop was a tricky fighter. Like people
yep.
don't give Chop his credit, but I'm like Chop for Floyd to take on Chop in his first fight at 140. I'm like people don't give him enough credit for that.
Yep.
Chop Chop was tough. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a fight you should take at 140. Like, you know, L Dub, you put your matchmaker hat on, you put
Mm,
that manager hat on.
Mhm.
If I was Floyd team back then, I'd be like, nah, we can find somebody a little bit better style matchup than Chop. But that Floyd ain't care, man. That Floyd did not care. You know what I'm saying? Like people need to run tape on Pretty Boy Floyd. You know what I mean?
yes, sir.
People get caught up with, you know, Money Mayweather and all that. That's another way you could tell how somebody a casual. If all they know is Money May, I mean, yeah, like Money Mayweather, like you know they're casual. Like if they don't know nothing about Pretty Boy Floyd,
Yeah,
Most of them don't, fam.
they
That's the
don't.
thing. They
They don't.
don't. And then see with the pretty boy Floyd, what I'm saying, oh well, like I meant to say what you were saying, like he would fight these guys, because that's what it takes. That's what it takes, bro. I'm telling you now, bro. You look at Emmanuel Navarrete fighting, 3 and 4 times a year. You
Right.
look at a kid like Teofimo Lopez. If half of the boxers, and especially in the U.S., if half of our boxers just took that attitude, boxing would automatically be much better.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. You know, another thing that we need too, and this is part of just on the business side, like we need more. They need to give like more of the smaller promoters more work. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot is too many fighters and not enough promoters like to really put on these cards. Like we need a lot more show boxes. It ain't enough show boxes. Like boxing was great when we had HBO boxing after dark. Like you knew you was getting that heat
I know,
when
right?
that show came on. You knew you was
Yeah.
getting that heat.
Yeah.
And I like
Mhm.
Showbox. I like Showbox. They have quality cards, quality guys on their cards. It's not enough. It's
Yeah.
not enough. So I'm like, Showtime, Fox, and DAZN, I'm like, that's not enough. People don't like HBO, but I'm like, I didn't have no problem with HBO because I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm like, that's another network showing boxing. That means there's more fights. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So I'm
Right.
like, it's getting to a point now. I'm like, we actually need HBO to get back in the game. We need channels like Spike to get back in the game because there's too many fighters. You got, like you said, bro, all these fighters are fighting once and twice a year. And this was before the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
So,
they get mad at Tevin Farmer and Andrade for staying active when they got that DAZN money.
yeah,
I was happy for them brothers, you know what I'm saying? For
yeah, I was
actually
happy
fighting.
for him too. I was happy for him too, bro. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, I'm like, you're gonna catch it either way. Because I'm like, if Andrade and Tevin Farmer, if they sit on the sidelines, they can be like, oh, well, he ain't fighting. If they stay busy, it's oh well, look who they fighting. Like, come on, like you know what I'm saying? Like, how you want it? Like, you
Yeah.
can't drag these guys. You can't drag the big name guys into the ring. Like people tell me all the time, like, oh well, Andrade is getting ducked by Canelo's ducking him. I'm like, bro, what big fight has Andrade had in his career? I was just like, you can't just bunch Canelo's name into that. I'm like, it's everybody. Everybody. I'm like,
Yo,
from Charlo to anybody, Triple G, all of them. I was like, he hasn't had a big fight. And I can say that because he has a belt and he been had one.
Right.
If he didn't have a belt, we talking something different. But I'm like, he's been a champion. So
yeah.
everybody that's been a champion since Andrade's been a champion, I'm like, yo, it's a duck. It's a duck. Period. And it's too much of it.
Yeah, well, that dude made some mistakes too. So bad business decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
that's
his
true.
part. I mean, like, I don't, I hold everybody accountable at all angles, and I
Right.
do agree that some of these guys could have just like the BJS foolery was ridiculous. You know what I mean?
That was supposed to have been his breakout fight.
It was twice too, because then after he screwed up, he became mandatory and didn't take the mandatory position. So I'm like, that's
Yeah.
twice you got out of the way of Demetrius Andre. So BJS, that's just unfortunate for Andre. But then you look at the Karabov situation or the Rock Nation business situation with Jamel Charlo. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, sometimes it's bad decisions, and sometimes it's just the unfortunate thing where the other side is screwing them. But hey,
Yeah.
man, it's boxing, fam.
The
You know what I mean?
Charlos I can understand.
Yeah,
I can understand. Al Heyman I can understand because they was both in the middle of that
right.
when it happened. But I'm like, somebody like Triple G, there ain't no excuse for that.
And I
Yeah,
tell everybody, like, I didn't mean to cut you off, fam, but I just tell everybody, like, with Jamal Charlo, I'm like, okay, so if you avoid a fight, duck. We can say it's a duck, right? But I said, but don't act stupid. Before Eddie Hearn ever said the offer, PBC already said they're not doing business with DAZN. So where did y'all
Yo,
really think that offer was going to go?
bro, that's 100% facts, and that's that casual shit people be talking about.
Mhm.
Right.
Do we not say PBC got shit lined up 6 to 9 months in advance?
Oh yeah.
So everything that
Every
they
fighter
say
got a
is
plan.
cap.
Yeah.
That's why I don't be believing what they be saying. But see, right now in today's boxing, it's like uh it's like taboo for us to want the number one, number two guy to fight each other. Like that's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think Charlo and Andrade is basically 1 and 2. Why they can't fight? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm not saying Leon Williams not a good fight because he is a top 10
That's
opponent,
solid. That's solid
a
fight.
solid opponent. But
That's better than anybody he's ever faced. I take Leon Williams. I'm not even going to lie, bro. Who is better than him? Jack Colque? Von
Bro,
Roshin?
his second best fight is Vanez.
Vonda,
Is right. So Leon Williams will be the best fight.
that's a good fight, but
That's a good fight.
we'd rather see unification when those guys really don't got nothing planned. Like who Charlo gonna fight really? If he stay at 160, like I'm already pieced out.
That dude ain't gonna do nothing, man.
Like I said, Montiel, that guy beat James Kirkland. He probably got him a world title fight, and he's with Samson Lukowicz, so he can get his fighters from fights.
Now let me run this by y'all. Right? Because again, I give heat to everybody, right? So we know how just the community now. This not even just the casuals, because it's channels and reputable channels alike. They give PBC heat for not getting their champions in the ring as often as the fans would like to see it. Tell me how Demetrius Andre is sitting on the zone with 2 champions and they don't make the fight. GGG and Murata, they
I
both
can
the
answer
zone.
that. I can answer that.
Okay,
Dub,
answer
you
that
want to go
for me.
first? You want to go first, Dub?
No, you got it. Go ahead.
All right. So the one thing I don't like about the zone, to answer your question, people think this situation is just with Canelo. You know how Canelo, the zone has a list of names that they wanted for Canelo to fight. And if you wasn't on that list, they probably wasn't signing off on it. It's a lot like that with some of their other top fighters. With Triple G, it's something similar. They got a list of names that they would like to see Triple G fight. If you're not a part of that list, it ain't happening. Andrade's not on that list. You know what I'm saying? So even though they're with the same network, the zone is not going to sign off on that. Triple G could come out and say, hey, I'll fight Andrade tomorrow. The zone not going to sign off on it. They got, and that's the weird part. I'm like, they got the list that they want. And when they went through that whole negotiation with Canelo and he got out of Golden Boy and all that, that's when that news came out. Like, oh, well, the zone got a list. And then, Golden Boy got a list. That's the only thing I don't like about the zone, period. Like, they don't say, like, hey, let's put on the best fights. They have their own idea. Like, it's almost like the zone is like a matchmaker. Like, they're almost like the promoter, almost. And I guess they feel that way because they dish out so much money. Like, they overpay guys. People talk about PBC get overpaid. I'm like, the zone overpaid some of their guys. Like, Tevin Farmer's been getting overpaid. Like, that's a fact. And that's my guy. He's been getting overpaid, but the zone had to do that to get into the game. Like, that's not the first time we've seen that. Like, when Jay-Z and them was trying to get in the game, they was throwing wild money around. You got to do that to try to get big names to bite. But that's the answer to your question, bro. Like,
let me add to that though. Another reason why too, when Eddie came up here, he was signing everybody. He was getting probably like the B team of fighters, basically. Where we looked at it, he was getting Danny Roman and Tevin Farmer, Andrade, good fighters, but like the B side, Jesse Vargas,
right.
And you remember that's around the time where HBO was going out of business. So Canelo and Triple G, because they both in the same boat to me, as far as what I'm about to say, they had leverage to talk and try to dictate and along to what you're saying. They can have their own plan, their own schedule. So Andrade, we ain't messing with him. It's a different, it's a different thing. So once you sign a certain deal with the zone, that's to give you a certain amount of fights. But I'm signing a deal that's gonna give me a certain amount of fighters, so who I want to fight. So Andrade just signed basically just to be active. You feel me? The other guys signed because I'm gonna pick and choose who I want to fight. I'm gonna sign an 11-fight deal, and so I'm gonna fight everybody. I'm gonna fight them when it's time to fight them. So so look at Dave Jacobs, perfect situation. He fought Derenchenko like October, right before 2018, right? That was his last fight on HBO.
Right.
So he was a free agent. He negotiated a deal to get Canelo because Canelo had signed after that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
He signed after that shit. So for him to not to go back to PBC, what he do? He signed a deal with the zone. He still was with Matchroom, but with the zone. But it was to guarantee him to get the Canelo fight. He's the only one that got the Canelo fight that was basically guaranteed. You see him jump in the ring after the Rocky Fielding fight.
Right.
Not people don't jump in the ring after no Canelo fight. Think about it now. How many people you seen?
Yeah. And Heyman was still in Jacob's camp the whole time.
Yep.
So that's why when people be like, "Oh well, the the PBC and the zone thing can't happen, or PBC and Top Rank can't happen," I'm like, there's two things. I'm like, number one, anything's possible with PBC because all Al Heyman got to do is sign. They all got advisory deals. You know what I'm saying? They can barely scratch their ass without getting the go ahead from Al. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way the advisory deal is set up. Is equivalent to the 360 deal in music. You know what I mean? Like, they pay a smaller percentage for basically control of your career. That's what it is. And then nobody on PBC has a network deal. Nobody. so they can literally move wherever they want to move. It's all up the aisle at the end of the day. If it makes business sense, then he gonna go ahead and do it. He let Danny Jacobs move the way he moved because he knew he was getting the Canelo fight, so he's gonna get a good piece of bread on the back end. You know what I'm saying? So some bit it come down to business. Like if it makes sense for Al, he gonna do it. But he's getting to a point now. Just to add on to your point, Dub, he has too many fighters and not enough slots. So what's going to start to happen is he's going to have to send some of his guys over to ESPN. He won't have to send his guys over to the zone to get a fight. He's going to have to do it because you can't put everything on pay-per-view. Can't put everything on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting. It goes back to like not having enough networks actually putting on fights. Like especially now, these smaller promoters, they're not even putting on fights. I only know of one on the East Coast that's really putting on cards, and that's the card they put on for Sheem L Dub.
Oh yeah, RDR.
RDR Promotions. Like he's the only person that's putting on consistent cards. Like he just put that card on. He got another one coming up March 6th.
March 6th. Hey, what's up? What's up, Mark? Mark, what's good, bro? Salute to you coming to the building.
What's happening?
Hey, Eldo. Hey, I gotta slide out, fam. But hey, D, what's your channel, fam?
I put it in the chat. I put it in the chat for you one more time.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna come talk to you, bro. Well,
I'm gonna get with you, bro.
Appreciate you all having me on, Eldo.
No problem, man. Appreciate you. All
right, family.
All right, fam.
What's up, Mark? What you got on this? So anything? What you got?
Well, the title's Smith Jr. and Vlasov, right?
Yeah. Let's get it.
Yeah, so like something that's been bothering me lately is there's no promotion with Joe Smith. None at all. Like, have you seen much promotion in the stateside? Because I've seen nothing for this fight.
I seen a little highlight video of his fight with Alvarez. I seen that, but no, not much.
Yeah,
not
nothing heavy from the US end. But the thing with Top Rank, since they've been with ESPN, like it seemed like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like they will promote their ESPN Plus card more than their actual main card, because this is going to be on the main ESPN. I just see more promotion when they throw in a joint on ESPN Plus. But to your point, I haven't seen much promotion for this, and this is a damn good card. This is a damn good card. They should have been pumping this heavy.
Right.
And the main event is sick, bro. Vlasov can fight.
We was just saying that, bro.
That's what it's talking about. Because I had Smith all the way, but then I started watching some more of Vlasov. Because sometimes you gotta refresh. And I watched that Daradola fight. I was like, hold on, that's a similar style. And he was pushing Daradola back. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was watching the Glavatsky fight an hour ago, and he was pushing Glavatsky back. That's a big ass cruiserweight.
Yeah, that's a big boy. Mm-hmm.
And they scored that knockdown. I thought that was a fluke.
Yeah,
but he was there. He was right there, man. So that's what I'm saying. He 45-3. He got losses to Chalemba, Zerto, and Gowacki. So the guy can fight, bro.
It's a good fight, man. I'm for real. I gotta check the eyes on this, man. I might have to put some beer money on Vlasov, man.
A little bit of beer money on Vlasov makes a bit of sense. It's worth it.
Yeah, I might have to put some beer money on him.
Hey, Mark, what you think about the undercard fights, Marinez versus Comey, and the other fights?
Well, Marinez and Comey it's a fun fight on Comey's return. Makes sense. I thought Marinez obviously beat Rowley. I think most people thought he beat Rowley. But we don't know what level Rowley is, so we kind of don't know exactly what level Jackson is. But he can box. He's got good ability to change angles. Nice jab. Doesn't have a whole lot of power. I feel as though it's going to take Comey a little bit of time to settle in, but he'll slowly wear him down and probably stop him late on. But it's a fun fight. Definitely intriguing. But Jackson could be better than I'm giving him credit. I just don't know where he is. It's hard to gauge. But he looks good.
Yeah.
And
good boxer. No, not a lot of power. I think he's gonna have a confidence boost because he's gonna actually have Robert Garcia in his corner this time. So I think that probably can do some things for him.
Point. That's a great point, bro.
That's good. That's
And
good
then,
stuff. Because
but Comey, like I said earlier, I never seen Comey get outboxed. I seen him. You can get like you can outwork him, kind of like how Shafikov did, and what's my man Robert Easter. But I never seen him get outboxed. So I'm gonna see if he gonna cut the ring off and do certain stuff like that. He a big puncher though, so we'll
Are you
see.
concerned where he's at mentally coming off of that Teofimo fight? You concerned about that?
Yeah, I am because that was a big time knockout. You know what I'm saying? And that was just that was a big time knockout. So hopefully he been on the ring long enough where that might not affect him, but ring rust that comes into play too. So
Yeah, I probably had more of an issue with the ring rust than him recovering off of that because it wasn't a sustained beating. That happened what happened? What, second round, third?
Yeah.
Second, third round. Yeah, usually guys they'll bounce back off of something like that more so than they go through 9-10 rounds of ass whooping. Like you just don't know how they're gonna respond to that. But yeah, that ring rust gonna be a problem because that was over a year, right? That was over a year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the only time.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say the only time I felt like, for me, Comey probably lost was like legitimately lost outside of Teofimo because I didn't feel he lost either. I thought I scored both fights with Shafikov and the Easter draws, right? But the only time I thought he actually got outboxed was in one of his wins, and that was against Samir Ziani. I think he's a European champion now, Ziani, isn't he? I think he is now.
I think so too.
I think so.
Yeah, that's a good name right there.
Yeah, that's a win on his resume. But like he's the only guy I ever seen like actually outbox him for good portions of the fight, like on the jab, on the counter, turning him and stuff like that. Because Ziani can fight and he can work well too. But yeah, him and Martinez is going to be fun. But the fight at low key I'm looking forward to most is Adam Lopez and Jason Sanchez, right?
Oh yeah, that's a good fight. Let me switch it then because I like this fight too. That's a fun fight right there.
Well, I think something for Lopez that kind of works against him a little bit is his stamina in the middle rounds. Takes a bit of time off. Sanchez, from what I can see, a little bit he kind of gets a little bit lackadaisical at the start of a round sometimes. So he'll come out, he'll keep the high guard, and then he can just like drop it out of nowhere, and he can get pieced up. And Lopez is good at dissecting that. I think it's gonna get a lot of ebb and flow in it, go the distance, and we could be looking at like a split decision either way.
That could still tonight though. That fight
could.
It could.
And I think both guys can get hurt and drop.
Yeah, I agree with that. For sure.
I like Lopez. He's a better boxer, a little bit at range, but it could be a dog fight because you see Lopez fell into a dog fight in his last fight against Louis Courier.
Yeah.
So yeah. And y'all hear stacking on my side, man? I hear like an echo.
Yeah, I hear a little bit of something.
Oh shit! Hold on.
I'll mute myself in the meantime. I don't know who it is, but
yeah, that's gonna be a good fight though. I like this whole card. Somebody can jump in. Go ahead. I'm listening.
What y'all think of Jared Anderson?
I think he's the truth. I think if he gets matched correctly, brought up the right way, I like this fight with Kingsley Oibe. I thought Oibe beat Vianello personally. I've seen a few people were in agreement with that. Some people thought it was a draw, but don't know how you fellas scored it. Oibe's awkward, difficult. Anderson has a lot of work rate on his side, has decent power in both of his hands and a nice jab, and he's able to make angles with those feet. I think he's going to beat the hell out of Oibe.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be worried.
Yeah, I think I know they wouldn't make this fight, but I would love to see Jared Anderson and Sonny Conto. That'll be a good scrap. That'll be a good scrap. They won't do it, but they won't do it. But if it was up to me, that would be a real good scrap.
Hey,
Conto been out the ring for a while too.
He come back next week.
Yeah,
a fight I want to see with Jared Anderson if he get by Abe. You remember the kid Ali Demir Trent? I don't know his name. I can't pronounce it, but he fought Fa on the
Ali Aaron Demirizin.
There you go. That's to be a perfect fight for him right at this stage of his career. Because you got a guy that's durable. He ain't going nowhere. He got
lots of punches.
Throw lots of punches, and he got an amateur career. He got an amateur background, Olympian. So it's gonna be a tough fight. That's what he needs. He can't. He shouldn't have all these. If he's the goods, he needs to start fighting some guys that's gonna push him instead of fighting. Now I think Abe gonna be a fun little fight. I don't think he's gonna have no smoke for him. But I mean, another step up like that against that kid. He from Turkey, right?
Yeah, he's Turkish.
Yeah,
Mediterranean Games champion in the amateurs.
That's a good fight for him. I can see that. He's like 13-1, 12-1, something like that. So that's a perfect step up for me if I'm matchmaking. That's why I'm doing.
And FA landed clean on him a bunch of times, and he didn't do anything to that dude. He got a chin.
He walked through all that stuff.
And Top Rank is one of the best at building a prospect up anyway. The right way, getting them up against the right guys. Top Rank is pretty. They're known to be the best at that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm real interested to see what they do with Jared Anderson going forward. But I mean, if he can get maybe 2-3 more wins, they might fast track him. They may fast track him.
I was thinking about this the other week, right? Like what I'd do with Jared myself. And personally, this guy ain't great, but he's durable and he's physically strong. There's a guy out there called Evgenius Lazaridis. I think he fought against Aja Kabayel last time out. Greek guy, very, very tough, 6'6", big guy, kind of awkward. He has a bit of a punch to him. I'd put him in there with Anderson next and get Anderson a victory over him, and then Jonathan Rice, and then move in to that Ali Aaron Demirizin fight because he needs the rounds before he gets in there.
I'm with that. I like another one I was thinking about earlier today too. He gonna have to fight tall guys too. So somebody like Marks, he fought everybody. Just to get that tall guy look. He like 6'8", 6'9". But yeah, keep him busy. Keep him busy. Like I like for the prospects to fight all types of styles. I know he'll probably stop him, but he gonna see that style. If he talking about fighting the top of the division, that's Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua, Deontay, guys like that. They talk 6'7" plus, 6'6" plus. So just have a look. He'll probably stop him, but he's stopping everybody else he fights. So and that guy got like 30 fights. That might be his most experienced guy.
Yeah.
Well, why not after 2 or 3 fights chuck him in there with Alexander Zhukoshin?
Hey, I mean, if we can get the guy over here, let's get it. I think. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, Mark. Though he do need a couple of more fights. I think that Ali guy is a step up, big step up. But if they feel like he ready, then shit, why not?
Yeah, and them guys, especially them heavyweights, they need the rounds.
Yeah,
they need the rounds. Like even take like F.A. Ajagba. People didn't like his last fight, but I'm like, he got rounds in, so he won't have that question down the line. He get into a bigger fight. Damn, can I go 10? How am I gonna feel after 6? You know what I'm saying? He didn't get a lot of resistance, but the fact that he got the rounds in, man, people don't realize how important that is, especially for the heavier weights. That's why people talk about it with Edgar Berlanga. It's right around that 160 range and up. Those guys, they need a fight where they're getting 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds in, because they got to find out where their body at. And they got to find out where they at mentally during those later stages. That's why I'm not willing to give Berlanga, a guy like Berlanga, the green light yet. I'm like, I don't know how he's going to respond after 4 rounds. We don't know.
I've a great opponent for him, man. Dude who's been in there, he beat Money Pell. Right, you know where I'm going already. He was in there with Sims. He was in there with Janabek. In there with Malakouchev. Show Von Alexander in the ring, Berlanga, bro.
That's a good
fight.
That's the dude.
That's a good fight. That's a real good fight.
You want to find out if he's got the ability to box and if he's got rounds. That's the man to throw him in there with. Because if you a nothing fighter, he'll find you out.
I like that one. My pick was Ronald Graville. Just because he fought Benavidez, and he's a more of a perfect style. He's standing right there in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So that won't be too hard of a fight for him, tactically. But yeah, I like that Bro Alexander fight too.
So cool. I like So Cold Nelson too. That's a good fight for him too.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Nelson can box, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think that's more a fight that. Where he should beat the journeyman guys, right? He should be able to beat them if he's what they're saying he is. But with someone like Nelson, Nelson could hook around and there outbox that kid 12 rounds to zip, bro.
Right. Yeah, I think Nelson might be back like April the 24th on the Navarrete undercard.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Diaz a live dog in that fight too.
Oh yeah, that's a good fight though. Good fight.
Navarrete and Christopher Diaz. That's a good fight. That's a good scrap. Because Diaz can box his ass off.
I like it. I like the schedules that's coming up, man. You know, I like it, man. I like all this boxing, man. I'm real high on the kid Dalton Smith. Mark, you can elaborate on. I like him, bro. I like him. And my favorite UK fighter right now is Joe Cordina. I rock with some Joe Cordina, yo.
Yeah, he's
of all the prospects.
I like him. He's smooth, bro. He's smooth.
Mine's Dennis McCann, bro.
That's I like him too. Yeah. He fight on with Frank Warren.
Yeah.
I
don't really like Frank fighters, but I like him.
He gonna be a monster. Hey yo, you know I noticed about because I'm still learning a lot too in this boxing game. But UK got a lot of prospects that's like 6'1", southpaw fighting at like 135, 130. They got a lot of big kids, yo.
Yeah.
A lot of big kids.
Yeah. That's because they're malnourished.
They got a lot of big kids. Yeah.
But you know the thing that's crazy? Like, I was just on somebody's live a couple of weeks ago and they was asking about why the UK fighters don't like make it to the next level. I'm like, they gotta get them in the US, even if it's working in somebody else's camp, like within the first like 10 fights of their career. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, if all they know was the UK, like getting to the top in the UK is way different than them coming to the States. So a lot of times they come to the States and they kind of like shell shocked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're just surprised how, you know, different guys in the US fight. That's the key to a lot of them prospects in the UK, man. Like they got to get them over to the States and get them that exposure. So when they come over here to the States and they fight these American fighters or the slick fighters and all of that, like they're not in shock. They can just come and play their game.
Do you know who's a good example of what you're saying, though? Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a very good example of what you're saying because he was in the Kronk gym years ago when he was just starting out.
And you know who's the opposite of that? Josh Kelly.
And you know Josh Taylor though he made his pro debut and he came over here with Frampton when Frampton was signed with PBC. And he fought over here. He's seen certain stuff too, so that's why I see him. He don't really let nothing get to him. And he a dog. I think he fought on one of Mikey's undercards too in Vegas, I believe.
And Frampton, he comes over to Philly. He spars with Cool Boy Stuff all the time.
Yeah, Frampton. Yeah, I like Frampton.
Yeah, they got to get that U.S. exposure, man. Like they really. That's why I like. And I like the UK fighters, man. I love everything about the UK. It's just. They get like 3 years ago, you couldn't tell me Conor Benn was going to be anywhere near Josh Kelly in terms of just career wise. But
especially after the guy that he fought, the French guy.
Yeah, he had to fight it twice. Yeah,
that Cedric guy, Cedric something. I know you're talking
about. Cedric Paynall.
Yeah,
Paynall. Yeah, man, crazy. Look, I wrote him off completely. I was just like, nah. Then when I seen against Carmella, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And then he got another solid guy coming up. So
yeah, Sammy Vargas.
That's a solid name. He's been in with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
And he beat the hell out of UC Koivula before that, like a fringe European guy.
Mm-hmm. So it's just funny how one decision in one fight can change you. Because I'm like, Josh Kelly came to the US to fight Ray Robinson, and I don't even think he had a 6-week camp. I'm like, Ray Robinson, he trains in Philly with boots in them. So I'm like, that stuff that Josh Kelly usually does and people are amazed by it. I'm like, all of the Philly fighters fight like that. So I'm like, that wasn't going to surprise Ray Robinson.
I never understood what they were playing there with Kelly versus Ray Robinson. Anything you should know about matchmaking. Keep your dude away from a negative, well-schooled, 6-foot-plus, very long southpaw. Keep him the hell away from those dudes if he's not fought it. Because Kelly, like anyone who knows about his amateur background, knows he struggled with long southpaws. Always struggled with them. That like I thought he got beat bad in that fight. Like people saying, "Oh yeah, it was a draw." I thought he lost 8-4 9-3.
Yeah, I'm
Easily.
with you. I'm with you. And he got a tough fight next week with Ava.
Venetian.
He got a tough fight.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that, bro.
That ain't no cakewalk.
I heard some people. Elder, check this out. I heard people legitimately telling me because Avenetian got knocked out by Mean Machine, right?
Right.
That Kelly's gonna steamroll him as though Kelly's some type of super power puncher, right? You can't just do that with someone like that. Think of what happened with La Haraga. I think La Haraga, Kermit, the Spanish cat, hits harder than Josh Kelly do. And Avenetian broke him up to the body, changed the angles, took him down, chopped him out, and took his head off his neck.
Exactly. And he did that in his home country twice.
Yeah. Hey, Dub, and to add on to that, bro, with Josh Kelly, the thing about Josh Kelly is that his style, he uses so much energy with that style that he has. With Avenetian, he's straight up and down, compact. He get in and handle his business, get out. And Josh Kelly just spends so much energy, head movement, all this, it's all flash, and he just don't know how to settle down. It just keep things basic, keep things simple. And that's why this Avenetian fight is so it's like a 50-50 far as I'm concerned.
I know. I like the fight though. I like the way they move because they can build it up to a big fight with Conor Ben in the summer. But I mean, this is a good one. This gonna make or break Josh Kelly because to me, like even his fight against Winston Campbell, I didn't really like the performance. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
Yeah. He don't have a pro. He really don't have a pro. Like he really don't have a pro style to me. Like it seemed like he's still kind of amateurish. Like he feel like his flash and stuff is gonna get him by. And I still haven't seen a fight with Josh Kelly where it's just all substance and he not playing no games. Like it's just he just getting right down to business. And I like fighters that just get down to business. I like a little flash here and there, but if you all flash and no go, I got a problem with that.
I agree, man. Like I think some of the problem needs to lie with his trainer as well, Adam Bood. Because I don't mind Bood, right? But I think he's trying too hard to recreate the Winkerbank stuff from way back. He's trying to create like a new Nassim Hamed, and they're getting caught between a rock and a hard place.
Mm-hmm. He got him swinging them arms like he had David Hay doing back in the day.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that. I like the undercard fight for next week though. Marco versus Charlton. That's a good fight, right?
Yeah,
there.
that's a good scrap.
I like that.
It's a lot of good cards over the next 2 months.
Yo, a lot of fans sleep on these UK fighters. A lot of the prospects, they'll fight each other in the UK. They'll fight each other quicker than what our prospects will do over here. And I respect that, man. I respect that.
They know their fans not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's been like that for
ever
a long time. I mean, Miguel and George Groves fought, 10 fights in? Mm-hmm. If that, they
Joshua and Dillian White fought. You know?
Yeah. So we need more of that in the States, but we not going to get that. Like UK is just built different. You know what I'm saying?
In a weird way, we did get one just a little bit like recently, not to the same scale because we don't know what one can go on to achieve. But Michael Polloy Coffey versus the Man in Rock was 2 US heavyweight prospects against each other.
Yeah.
We was talking. Me and L Dub was talking about that earlier. They caught Darmani Rock napping. They caught him napping big time, man. Like it's just when you look at the record, you thinking like, oh, okay, 17-0, 12 knockouts. Mm-hmm. You signed with with Jay and all of that. Like, all right, that's cool. But Michael Coffey name wasn't really buzzing. Like if you're not familiar with PBC undercards, King's Promotions and all that, you like Michael Coffey probably wasn't on your radar. Like I know Dub knew who he was, and we was hype about the fight. We was real hype about.
Yeah,
the fight.
I was hype, bro. I couldn't wait. That was
Dub was like, Dub thought the fight was off. He like, yo, G5, like, yo, the fight off, bro. Like what?
Tripping.
I was pissed, bro. I was pissed when I was like, if this is off, I'm going mad. And then when I found out it was back on, I was chuffed.
Hey, speaking of prospects fighting each other, man, while I'm looking at the screen, Adam Lopez, he was undefeated when he fought Steve Fulton. That was a good fight, a little prospect fight. If you look how those guys' career progressed after that, you got Fulton, a world champion, and Adam Lopez was probably 1 or 2 punches away from being in the fight with Burchett. You feel me? So, I mean, you get them here and there. It's not like how it is in the UK because they're broad. Like it's like a big event, like with
Yeah, yeah.
AJ and White. That was a big
Dillian
fight.
White. Yeah,
That
that
was
was
a
a
big
huge
fight.
fight. Huge fight.
That was a big one.
Yeah,
So,
huge fight. Even Cool Boy Steph and Angelo Leo. That was a nice setup.
yeah. And I thought Leo fought well. He just didn't, he wasn't good enough. I think if he fought anybody else that night, probably except for Aleem, he'll probably give them guys a good, you know what I'm saying, a real good fight, a tough fight.
Man, Cool Boy Steph and Eileen, man, that's a brawl. That's a fight,
Oh
man.
man,
That's a fight.
122, boys. Go
I
ahead.
really like Fulton's defense in the pocket, man. It's
Oh, yeah.
serious business. Serious business.
That's one of my
I,
favorite divisions.
Oh yeah, it's
So
trying to be fire, man. I just hope Ahmed Aliev can get himself involved with all the guys over with PPC. Like, I really do hope he can get because I want to see Ahmed Aliev, Neri, and Fulton and all that, because those fights are just trying to be fire.
You got Ronnie Rios this weekend and Crazy A Havanesian, who actually beat Rios. They
yeah,
fighting on the Golden Boy card. So
yeah, it's a good scrap.
yeah, bro. Let's get these fights, man. I'm loving this.
Bro, Mark, I was telling Dub, I said, man, it's hard to find a live where we talking about the upcoming fights and we not talking about like nonsense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna find so many lives like this, man. So big shout out to L Dub, man, for just talking boxing, period. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%, man. It's really hard. It really is. Because, like, I'll go in, people will be like, right, let's talk about Jojo Diaz versus Rakhimov. 2 minutes later, it's like, yo, Spence ducking, bro. No, Crawford ducking, bro. No, Spence ducking, bro. Like, it's like, oh, crap.
Come on, man. I like that fight too, Jojo Rachmanov. That's gonna be a good one.
Is Rakhimov gonna allowed to have his smelling salts? That's my only question.
I don't know. He got Freddie Roach. He might not need him. I don't know. But that's a good fight though. And that kid showed me a lot. He showed me a lot in that last fight because he was down in that fight against Fuzili, and he came back and stopped the kid and had him out. Like he showed me a lot of heart.
He did, but he also used those smelling salts when he came out like he was possessed.
Yeah, he did.
He was turning around the back of this dude, hammer fisting him in the back of the head, turning back around, hitting him with uppercuts, going back, hammer fisting him. That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see tomorrow. I mean, I keep saying tomorrow, man, because I'm so excited. But we'll see on Saturday, though. That's gonna be a tough fight, though. If all things considered, no foul play. He's a tough fighter, and JoJo like to sit there. I think JoJo gonna have to use his legs just a little bit, just to walk him into some shots. Because Rachmanov will walk into some shots.
Yeah,
so,
JoJo gonna have to. He gonna have to switch his styles up at least 3 times in this fight. At least 3, because if JoJo go in there and fight one style the entire fight, he might get beat. He might get beat. He gonna have to switch it up.
He's gonna need to work on. He's gonna need to clinch this dude a few times too. Like, he's gonna have to, because if you just let this dude have free reign on you, he's gonna knock you out. He's really big. He's a lot bigger than JoJo, and JoJo's not that big, I won't say.
And Mark, that's a great point, man. People think it's a problem with that. I'm like, there's a difference between clinching and holding. I'm like, when a guy gets to a spot, you're supposed to clinch and walk your guy back to the middle of the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's boxing 101. Like, JoJo definitely needs to do that. He definitely needs to do that. He needs to do it early too. You know what I'm saying? Just to send a message like, listen, you're not going to be bullying me tonight. A lot of this stuff is mental too.
Yeah, I like this fight. This is gonna be a good one. I like the undercard fight. Like, this weekend is all right though. It's starting up real nice. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's gonna get better, man. If you look at the schedule, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be fights on like from here on out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I just love boxing, man. Just like y'all too, man. I appreciate you too, because it kind of like bring a fire out of me, because I'm like, hell yeah, keep talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about this shit all day, bro. 24-hour live stream. But,
Yeah, bro. All I've been swamped with all day is Spence, Crawford, Wilder, Breland, and comments that Eddie Hearn said about Deontay Wilder. Like that's all I've been swamped with all day long.
You left out Haney Lopez.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Now I haven't been swamped with that today, but usually that's on the list too. But it's just so much of that, and it's like you can't even avoid it, man. You go to Facebook, that's all they talking about. You go to Instagram, that's all they talking about. Twitter, that's all they talking about. I mentioned Emmanuel Tegu on Twitter. I got a bunch of messages like, "Who that?" I said, "Oh man," I said, "All right."
And that might be his next fight. While they playing, he fought on the DAZN card for a reason. It's not because they wanted to sign him and all this good stuff. So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a good fight for Haney.
He can box, man.
He can box.
And you know what I do though when I hear these stories? I listen to it one time and that's it. Like I get what I can get out of it, and that's it. You don't never hear me talk about that stuff because one, I'm not no I'm not no forensic scientist. You know what I'm saying? I can't prove nothing if you can't prove it. So why talk about it? And all the other stuff, it's like tabloid shit. I want to know when you fighting, and if you got a possible opponent, that's when I'm gonna talk about it. So I know Devin Haney got a date like April the 3rd. So who he gonna fight? He gonna either fight Tego or he gonna either fight Fortuna. It's one of those two guys. So when that shit gets signed, I'm gonna be breaking it down. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the other stuff.
I bet it's Tego though.
You bet it's Tego?
I think it's Tego because the thing is, like the Fortuna situation, Dub, you know how that shit go. Like when there's a whole bunch of talk and rap in the media and all of that.
Yeah.
This whole time the Fortuna Haney fight been in the media the whole time. Right. Nobody's talking about Tegu. So that's probably the fight that they probably negotiating behind closed doors.
Hey, he on the same schedule as Haney. He fought 3 weeks after Haney.
Absolutely.
He was showcased on DAZN. Like that's why I be trying to get people to understand. When you see these moves, don't be surprised. Because you see somebody just, damn, ain't he with Lou DiBella? How he get on this card? What do he really bring to the table? He don't have a big following. Nobody really know him like that over here. So I be like, okay, they must be setting him up for Devin Haney. I got it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because Haney needs.
I want that, dude. I'm happy with it because that's his best opponent to date in my eyes.
Yeah, see?
Facts, Mark. Facts.
So real ones know that. So when we see it, man, hey, Coco, I appreciate that, bro. Salute to you, bro. Salute. Hey, but when we see that stuff, we like you, Mark. I'm happy too because I'm like, shit, this is a good test. It's another boxer they're gonna have to deal with. Tego got good movement. It's a different type of, like I talked about styles. I like these guys to fight different styles. It's another style you can put in your back pocket. So when you need it against a tougher opponent or a big opponent, then you got it already instead of just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, if Haney give me Tegu and Linares in his next 2 fights, if he can't get the big, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't drag these guys into the ring. I'm like, Tiafimo's not gonna fight him. He's not gonna fight him right now. I'm like, Tank, he's not gonna fight him right now. Ryan Garcia, he's supposed to fight him. He's not gonna fight him right now. Like
he calling out everybody but the dude that he has a title shot against.
Yeah, exactly. He's calling out everybody but him. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard getting that through people's head. Like people think like, oh well, yeah, Devin Haney can fight Tank. Like they're not gonna put Tank up against Haney. Tiafimo's not gonna go up against. I'm like, all of this is like you said, tabloid stuff, like bunch of smoke.
But yeah, it's a lot of good fights, man. I'm about to close it down. I appreciate you guys coming through, man. Anybody, y'all got any last thoughts and let me know where we can find you, all that good stuff, bro.
Mark, set it off, bro.
Yeah, final thoughts. Enjoy the weekend. You've got 3 world title fights. You have Warrington in there with a dude who's like 25 feet bigger than him, but doesn't seem to be good.
My bad, yo.
That's true though. Have you seen the size of Mauricio Lara, bro? He's like
I seen him, bro. He about 260. Excuse me, like 160, 150. He gotta be 150.
He big, right? Warrington's tiny. He big, but Warrington should win the fight. Enjoy the main events. Enjoy all the prospects coming through. Enjoy the fringe fights. Enjoy the Lopez and the Sanchez fight. And most importantly, try and enjoy the sport because when you get fights like this and you get Because like Joe Smith versus Vlasov, you're just going to get wars. And come on, man, Brazil versus Argentina.
Yep.
That's a tale as old as time, yeah? Tale as old as time. So appreciate you having me on. You can find me at Unrivaled Boxing, talking at MC Boxing Stars on Twitter. Take it easy.
Thank you,
All
bro.
right,
I
Mark.
appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Mark.
Appreciate you, Mark. Hey, man, listen, big shout out to L Dub Boxing, man. One of the best just boxing minds, period. Whenever you can jump on a live and just talk straight boxing, I personally appreciate it. Dub has a channel, I have a channel, so when you can vibe with somebody and be like, yo, like we see out of the same set of glasses, we see out of the same lens, it just hit different. It hit different. So I know when I'm watching fights this weekend, I know Dub's sitting on a couch somewhere with a drink in his hand, and you know what I'm saying. And he got 4 different devices up, watching fights and all that. So from one boxing media person, one boxing head to another, Dub, I appreciate you, your movement, everything that you're doing. And when this COVID thing over, we gonna link up and go to a fight, whether we working the fight or we just gonna go to one just to rock out. You
Yes,
know
sir.
what I'm saying? But I appreciate everything that you do, bro. For sure.
I appreciate that, bro. Thank you so much. And when we go to that fight, we're gonna be there before everybody. We're gonna be the first 2 in there. You feel me?
Right.
Watching every fight. That's how I do. I know that's how you do
Single
too.
fight before the concession stands open. We probably got to grab something to eat before we get up in there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But once again, big shout out to L Dub Boxing. If you are not subscribed to L Dub Boxing, definitely do so. Subscribe to him on Instagram, Twitter, and all of that. My channel is G5 Jeff TV. G5 Jeff TV on Twitter and Box with G5 Jeff TV on Instagram. L Dub, salute to you, bro.
Appreciate you.
All
And
right,
I
bro.
wanna all right, bro. I'll holler at you. I'm gonna get at you.
Okay, bro.
Man, all right. I want to give a shout out to everybody who came through. You know what I'm saying? The chat and the panel. D. Jefferson came through. I appreciate him. Mark came through. You know, Mark, y'all, everybody know Mark in these boxing streets. He's one of the most knowledgeable guys in around here. So, you know what I'm saying? Big up to him. And I appreciate him because he really knows the sport of boxing. And I admire that stuff too because I love the sport. And like my man G5 was saying, when you have somebody of like mind with this boxing talk, man, you can talk all day, bro. So, salute to Unrivaled Boxing Talk. Go check them out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's just this is what I do, man. G5 Jeff, my guy. You know what I'm saying? We talking this boxing. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we do, man. We just want to talk boxing, give this boxing knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. And everybody bring a lot of stuff to the table, no matter how you look at it, which lens you're looking out of. You're looking out of it as a boxing fan, hardcore boxing fan, whatever. You know, it's still much to learn, but we can learn from each other and all that good stuff. So I appreciate it, man. This right here for me is just me letting out because I've been holding this stuff in for a long time. So I finally, you know what I'm saying, got the opportunity to do a channel and do lives and stuff like that. So I be loving this shit. I can stay on all day, but I gotta go handle some stuff. So salute to everybody in the building, everybody in the super chat, man. Much appreciated, bro. I really appreciate it, bro. I appreciate everything y'all do, man, because it's just a small boxing platform that's growing. It's growing, whatever, but so as long as you guys come in, we can grow together and we just make this thing happen. So salute to everybody in the building once again. Make sure you guys check out those fights. You know what I'm saying? Like Mark was saying, it's a lot of fights this weekend, a lot of fights coming up. So, you know what I'm saying? I just hopefully I provide some type of knowledge and entertainment today. You know what I'm saying? So that's my time, man, and I'm out. Y'all have a good one.